Stand by to activate the time machine. Set it for the year 2000 BC. Bring up the voltage to 1 million. Thermal gauge 40.5. Stand by to activate the cycle reactor. Stand by to operate the time machine.
Yes, sir.
Set the kilotron at 991.875. Activate the cycle reactor. Good. Tracking the fourth dimension, shifting back into time. Going into BC, 10, 20, 30.
Captain, speeding up down here.
Increase kilophase. 100, 200, 300.
Captain, we're gonna blow.
Steady jet. 18, 19, 2000. Cut the cycle reactor and lock it.
Here we go. All right, we are live.
We are live.
We are live.
Can you see us?
What's up, people? Hello, Celine. Yes, you can. 1 second, Celine.
This is so exciting.
All right, there you go, Celine.
Not bad, not bad.
All right, give me 1 second, guys. Let me just check a couple things and see if we're having issues with the internet. We should be good to go. But ever since we changed companies around here, all of a sudden the company name seems to seems to cause a problem.
I'm gonna be right back.
Never had internet issues here. All right, we should be good to go. We're not dropping frames, or very, very few. Can everybody hear us okay? Hello. Amber, Alec, Ben, Lane, Mr. Unknown, Jameen, Martin, Crafty Bunny, Mr. Scotty, what's up? Noble, damn, it's going by so fast. Tanner, what's up, man? Crystal, Joey, Halls, there you are. Gecko, Sue, Lava Dog, Love 80s, Tyler. No,
And
that's
I'm
not
back.
true. That's not true, Tyler. All right, guys. So what's up, everybody? What's going on? We have almost 300 people watching. That's cool.
Yes, we do.
So we decided to do another live stream and get you guys used to doing this on Sunday nights.
Right.
Because we're
our
going to do
plan.
this every episode this season. And probably start, I don't know, maybe next week, just doing it every Sunday. I
That's
don't know.
what we should do.
I think we'll just start next
go ahead and
Sunday
get it
doing it
going.
every Sunday, just hanging out, talking Game of Thrones, questions, whatever, just hanging out. It's fun either way. So,
It really
so
is.
yeah, say your name, Cristobal. Is that Cristobal? It's going by so fast. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name.
Love you guys too.
Jim Clay, thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. Moses,
I'm
Crystal.
dying to show you guys this real quick. I know it's not on topic, but my buddy here gave me this.
Yes.
It's a House Lannister journal, and I'm a journaler. I love this. But check this out. It's leather bound. Has this strap to mark your spot. But when you open it up,
yeah,
you can see the Iron Throne right there.
And some of you may recognize that if you got the Geek Fuel box, because that was one of the bonus items.
And then it says property of and my name. But if you fold it out, it's a little description of each of the Lannisters there. Very cool. Very, very cool. And as you can see, I've already started journaling. And in the back, you have the map. And that's why I gave it to me, because I love to look at the maps hanging on the wall.
Yeah, yeah. And
there's a neat little pocket in here. So
it's very cool.
Yeah,
and it was
really,
it was
really
it was the Game of Thrones bonus item 1 month for Geek Fuel. So I had a couple of them, and
well, I appreciate it.
Yeah. So it's really cool. So
I'm a paper and pencil kind of guy still. I'm analog living in a digital world. That's what I am.
Carol Brown. Hey there, Carol. New logo. Yeah, this is the latest one. This is the House Smokescreen t-shirt. If you can see that, it's available. The links in every description. It's been up there for a while. I just hadn't mentioned the shirts in a while, actually. But yeah, there's 2 or 3 designs on the store there, and that's in the link in every video.
No, I'm not going to journal how the Panthers choke.
We'll see what happens
high
this year.
Expectations this year. I really have high expectations.
We'll see what happens this year. Okay, so real quick, guys. So if you notice Nightbot, he's going to be he's just like an auto moderator I have set up there. So he will actually time you out by default if you use caps, too many caps, and say certain words and things like that. So it's just an auto moderator if you're noticing Nightbot. But first, before we get started with questions, I want to thank you guys because we just hit 40K.
I know, it was
40K, and that's a big milestone for me. And
it
the original goal was 40 to 50 for full time. So I mean, if I knew what was going on now with YouTube, it wouldn't have been. But
I know.
as far as their little advertiser thing going on,
but you took the leap of faith.
I did,
and I'm behind you 100%, man. I think you're doing the right thing.
So. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. No safe zones here. Lauren Wagstaff, hello. Lisa, Aaron, Leo, Holy Dollar, Big E.
Dynamic duo, cool.
Damn, everything's. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Amber. Everybody, it's going by so fast, and it should have a 30-second delay on your comments. I believe. I think I got that enabled, right?
I think I do, because you slowed it down good last time, and we were able to read them. Yeah. I don't want to really miss any of these.
Yes, I did. I think I made it 30 seconds though, so it should be 30 seconds. All right. So so anyway, also really quick before we get started with questions, I want to thank Amanda Stewart. Amanda, I don't know if you're watching, but thank you for all the letters and the cards and all that stuff. Almost every holiday, it's awesome. I look forward to that. So it's cool to go to the P.O. box and get actual mail, handwritten letters,
right,
old school style. So thank you, Amanda Stewart, if you're watching. Really appreciate that. And
I appreciate a handwritten letter still. I mean, it's 2017, and I'm telling you, nobody does that anymore.
Tiger GTR. There you go. Yeah, that's right. Nobody even learns in cursive anymore. No, I don't think. So,
neither one of my kids in school were
hello from
cursive.
Japan. Look, we got people in Japan. There's Frodo, Gecko, Megan. Congrats. Thank you.
40% to the hat
Matt
coming
Sloan.
off. Just throwing it out there.
That's
40% of the way.
That's right. 40%, and we get to take the damn hat off. All right. So first, let's ask you a question. What did you think of the pics, the Game of Thrones pictures that came out, the official pics? What did you guys think about it?
I thought Varys was looking pretty sharp.
Fuck cursive. Canada, Seattle. Oh, we got a Seahawk in the house. Philly. We got some Eagles.
Yeah, buddy.
Thank you, Jeff. What's up, man? Andy, thank you.
Can you hear us good? That's a good
everybody can hear us. I'm assuming nobody's complaining yet, so I'm just kind of keeping an eye on this internet
nice
issue.
Nice pics, loved them. Love the Hound, yeah.
And also, really quick, if we do happen to drop off for some reason, just come back to the same. I'll click restart the stream. I'm gonna keep an eye on it really close. Really, it's looking pretty good right now. But we did have a couple issues last time, so come back to the same stream, the same URL or video, whatever you want to call it. So it's not 2 or 3 different ones. If we happen to drop off,
and
hopefully we won't.
You'll see. As we do this more, we'll get all the kinks worked out, so that you won't have to worry about clicking another stream.
Yes, everything looks good now. We have the live viewers. We have the live likes going on in the corner there, so that's looking good.
Steelers fan.
So anyway, yeah, that's all I wanted to start. And keep in mind, so we'll go to some questions and talk about some stuff. And after we talk about some of these pictures here that you're talking about now, but at the end of this thing, we will announce the winner to the last giveaway, which was this.
Whoa, who said I want a funnel cake? Oh. That's just Jim.
So we'll announce this at the end. We'll announce this close to the end, the winner of that.
I was like, how the hell they know about funnel cakes?
All right. So thank you, Kendra. Appreciate that. Thank you
that's
for
cool.
the. I appreciate the
congrats.
super chat. I always forget about super chat. It's fairly new. So
Bonjour.
thank you, Celine, and thank you for moderating there. Yeah, so we're giving them. That's the second book we've given away, and we're doing that. We did what it was 2 weeks ago. We
Yep.
did the Q&A,
Yep.
and we're going to announce the winner live here at the end of this thing. What Cowboys? What are those? I don't know.
was
What is
just
a
reading
cowboy?
that myself.
So,
How can I donate to your patron from here? Patreon
you
from
cannot
here.
you cannot donate to Patreon from here, but you can go to patreon.com/smokescreen vids and donate there, and that's a monthly thing.
What's
The
Super
link
Chat?
is in the description. I believe it should be.
I'm glad it's kind of slowed down now, so this is really cool. Somebody asked what super chat was. That's there's something they can click on here, right?
Yeah, a super chat. I think it was Lauren. Is where you can actually donate right now, like and it'll actually highlight the chat, and it puts it in a separate box, so we'll actually notice it because there's so many comments flying by. And if you look below the chat box, there should be a little smiley face, and then there should be a little money icon. If you click that, you can actually donate.
Helps us get the Con of Thrones.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
Actually,
That's another thing I was going to say.
eat and
Yeah,
you know,
actually stay in a hotel as
right,
opposed
not
to
sleep
a.
in your car.
Yeah, I don't want to stay out back on the.
But we will.
Yes,
We're
yeah,
gonna be
we'll-
there.
And right now, the plan is to go to Con of Thrones. We do have a booth
Yep.
that is arranged now. We're getting that finalized, but we don't want to sleep in the alley behind the convention center. We'd rather have a hotel, so that's
Right. It's taking
That's
all
what
our
we're
money
doing.
just to get there.
So anyway, all right. So let's get started. Let's see. How does Jamie get Widow's Wail?
I was getting ready to read that
That's
one,
a good one. Lava Dog. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. It depends on because they really didn't say. When Joffrey died. He was like. Apparently, he was burnt. He was buried in the sept. It got blown
Yeah.
up, and I guess they didn't put the sword in there with him. I think in the books though, Cersei does have Widow's Wail, and it was not buried with him, so it was just kind of unsaid in the show. So apparently, it was just in Cersei's possession or Jaime's or whatever. So
Somebody
that
said
should
they
be-
have a huge house rented, I guess, for
for Con of Thrones.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, what do you guys think about? We got Melisandre now. We have
know.
Syrio, but Melisandre is actually the first, if I'm not mistaken, the first living character.
I think so.
As far as we
That
know.
I've seen, she's the first one that's still on the show, and she has a huge role still to play.
Love 80s. Who do you think is hinting at the show being Azor Ahai, and who do I believe it is? I think it's everybody in a sense. There's always because you have John who like fits it a lot of in a metaphorical way, and you have Danny who fits it literally. If you're talking about the actual prerequisites to be Azor Ahai, the prince that was promised, whatever. And so with those two, and then you can make anybody fit it really. If
Yeah,
you think
somebody said
about
Sam
it,
is,
you can make
earlier.
it Sam. You can make it Davos. I've talked about that
Josh,
before.
thanks a lot, buddy. Seriously.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you for that. So I think the idea is, thank you, Josh. I really appreciate that. I think the idea is that it's going to be a lot of people working together. I don't think it's one particular person, although it's kind of pointing towards John if you had to pick one. You know what I mean?
Somebody said, how do you keep all the lore straight in your head?
I don't.
You need to see the video we just filmed last night. It'll be coming out soon. He
Yeah,
talks a lot
yeah.
about his passion and everything for it.
Yeah, we actually did kind of a different video last night. We recorded one about, well, I'll just let it be a surprise.
Okay.
I'll just let it be a surprise. But we talked a little bit about that stuff. So, yeah. But yeah, honestly, I don't know how.
Oh, that's a good
it's just
question.
there.
Is the mountain potentially immune to becoming a white? I won't jump up like that again, but
No, that's
a good question.
That is a good question. That's a good point. Yeah, he's dead could the Night King control him? Huh?
Exactly,
Huh?
dude.
Right?
He could.
He's sitting there protecting Cersei, and winter comes, he gets
Oh.
close enough, and then all of a sudden he's under control because he's technically dead. That's a good idea. That's a good thought.
It pops her head off like uncorking a champagne bottle.
That would be maybe he's the he's the older brother, so I wouldn't fit the Valonqar thing necessarily, but who knows? That's a good idea. He's dead, so I can see that. Hey Danielle, I'm sorry, everything's flying by so fast. Possible spies at Jon Snow's birth. Yeah, I mean, you had Wyla is all we really know, but there should have been probably a party there of people other than one wet nurse.
Nice.
Yeah,
Azor Ahai.
yeah, Nightbot equals Azor. That's right. Nightbot is the man. I started using Nightbot on the gaming channel a little bit here and there, and so it's fairly easy to set up. So, and he also does little announcements for you. Do I believe in the Dornish master plan? In a way, if you think about it, I do, because they signed the pact with for Viserys to wed Arianne a long time ago, back in Bravos apparently. So in that sense, yeah, they already had this idea a long time ago. But it's hard to say if Doran Martell is really this mastermind. But he does obviously have that in mind. Joseph, thank you, Joseph. And if you guys see that green, that's what Super Chat is, where it makes a big highlight there, and it puts it down here in a separate box. So thank you, Joseph. Q&A, do you think the White Walkers will raise the dead people in the crypts of Winterfell and King's Landing when they reach those cities? I think technically that can happen. Now, there is a question. I think King's Landing, certainly. If there's anybody dead that can be raised, I would assume. But Winterfell, there's a lot of people that think there may be some kind of magic built in Winterfell as well, because Bran the Builder did raise Winterfell just like he did the Wall. Right. So that may be something where there's some there's some protection there. And I think I did some nerd math. Me and Secrets of the Citadel and Talking Thrones were talking on Twitter one day, and there should only be about 270 Kings of Winter down there. So it's not a big army. So there shouldn't, between the generation, taking an average of 30 or 40 years of living. That's cool, man. So I think there's not that many people, for a big giant ass army. They're all fat and lazy anyway. Oh, Lord Flacco. Oh God. Yeah, I'm sure he does.
Hey, thanks for saying you love my tie-dye shirts, man. My daughter makes these for me. I've always been a tie-dye guy, but for the last year, she's made them all for me.
Can Riddick be in more videos? Yes, we're working on that. It's just hard to set up around here with Riddick. He's would have to be on the floor or low. So yeah, I definitely want to get him in more videos.
You'd love him.
He likes to talk on camera.
He does.
So,
Mr. Scotty 301.
Gecko QA, will Bran ever meet his family again, or will we ever see them again, or never? Yes, Bran will meet them again in season 7. And except he will not meet Jon for a while. There will be a bittersweet kind of reunion, I think. So I think he shows up with Arya, but Jon's already gone.
Doc Holliday said Zombie Joffrey. I hope not. I don't ever want to see him again.
Yeah, I don't think, and I'll go ahead and say this, speaking of Zombie Joffrey, that possibility, Davos smacks down Melisandre. He wants to, for damn sure. Sorry, Laura, Nightbot timed you out for 5 seconds for something. I guess it was Caps. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see the White Hodor and the White Summer. I mean, just because the filming, it's like they said their goodbyes and their behind the scenes stuff with Hodor, and I don't. So I mean, technically they should be raised as whites. They, Summer, Hodor, and all, but I don't think we're actually going to see them.
What about where Cersei blew up? If there were any corpses or anything there, they can't be brought back. They're gone.
Yeah, they were obliterated. Yeah, they were obliterated. Anything obliterated.
So if Joffrey was buried anywhere around there or whatever happened.
T. Hughes, thank you so much. Thank you, T. Hughes. I really appreciate that. Wow, appreciate the donation there. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up on. Yeah, we only have 500 people watching, or 450. I'm sorry. Carol Brown, QA, Tyrion and Cersei reunion. Yes, I think we're going to see them meet in King's Landing.
Right.
I do think they're going to meet again for sure, and I can't wait to see that meeting. Nightbot is savage. Is he timing a lot of people out? I'm not. It's hard to see. I can see it's just flying by.
If you could be a Game of Thrones character, who would you be?
Who would I be? Yeah. Oh man, damn. I don't know. It depends on. I think we talked about something similar to this before. It depends on when it's going to be in the story.
Good point.
If it's right now,
highs and lows
if it's right now, I don't know. Do I want to be blissfully stupid as to what's going on?
Yes.
And not even aware of this big war coming, or do I want to be powerful in a position to defend myself and know everything? Right.
I would be. I think I'd want to be on Dany's side.
Yeah, I want to be on Team Targaryen if I know, and if I don't, I just want to be down in Dorne.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be difficult. Yeah, I'm Davos. There you go. I'm John's right hand Mimi Got Fan, yes, we're going to Con of Thrones in Nashville. That's what we're talking about in the beginning.
Yes, we are.
We are going. I will be a vendor, so that is set up. I just got to finish the details.
Stop by the booth and see us.
We will have a booth. So I'll once I figure out like where I'm going to be and all that, I'll let you guys know. And that's what we got the little. If you see the donation thing, that doesn't count for. I mean, it doesn't add up for the super chat. But that's what we're trying to do because I'm not. I'm going to be have a co-sponsor there, but they're not going to pay for anything. That's all on me. So, yep. But we'll be there. We might be sleeping in the alley, but we will be there.
Thanks, Synapse Void.
Yeah. Well, just saw Synapse Void. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Synapse Void. Q&A. Game Boy and King's Landing from was that Fablo? I missed the name.
Oh, somebody said post-convention details. Yeah, you'll probably be vlogging from there or something. We'll get some. We'll get some footage filmed.
Oh
sure.
yeah. Hopefully we'll be doing some vlogging. We may
go live from.
Yeah, we may go live.
You know, we've talked about that.
The only reason I'm not saying we are for sure is because I have to get details on internet and power, which is different from actually getting the booth. So you have to get the internet and power from the convention center itself. Right. And I honestly just don't know what kind of speed is going to be there. I mean, I'm assuming it'll be good enough, but we'll definitely try that stuff. T Hughes, that was okay. That was the last one. Okay. Amstel Light, what's up? Q&A, do you think Barris is working? Oops, I missed part of that. 1 second. Barris is working for the Iron Bank. No, I don't. I wouldn't think so. I think they're their own entity. I think they'll come into play. But if you think about it, they can really only back Danny at this point because they don't have an army. So they just have to back people's enemies. That's really their big play. So right now, how can you bet against Danny at her current level? As far as an army goes, and dragons.
Let's see here.
Q&A, will Harrenhal serve as a stronghold against the White Walkers? And I saw something about Valyrian Steel. That's a good question. You know, I don't necessarily think so, but you know they do say it's cursed, so I don't think there's necessarily any magic there. But that would be a cool little thing because it got burnt down. So Harren the Black had Harrenhal. It got burnt by dragons because he never built it for an aerial attack. So it'd be kind of cool to see it come down from fire and ice. That would be kind of cool.
Loved 80s too. Oh, that's nice.
Loved 80s. Oh, I'm sorry. Loved 80s too. I don't want you guys to sleep in the scary alley behind the shady massage parlor. Hope you guys get in the clean sheet. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And thank you, Gina. I appreciate Gina Mural.
Littlefinger be running that shady massage parlor.
Yeah, exactly. Hi, Chris and James. If you had to choose a castle to rule in GOT, which one would you choose and why? Wow, I don't know.
I like cold, man. I'd go to Winterfell.
Yeah, he likes cold in Winterfell. I like mild climates. I'd be in the Riverlands somewhere. I don't know. Maybe I'd be in, I don't know. That's hard to say. Harrenhal's badass too. I don't know, even though it's ruined, but it's so huge and badass looking. I love I think I'd be a Dragonstone. I just like Dragonstone. I like it that it's carved out of the mountain, the rock.
Right, that is awesome.
And
determined there's ATVs at Casterly Rock.
Yes, that's true. Now, the Lannisters have technology, so they do have ATVs. We saw the tracks in the pictures, so for sure.
But somebody said, and I can't remember.
Mr. Scotty, thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, good to see you, Mr. Scotty. Somebody said they would go, but John's not going to be there. Has that been confirmed?
You mean that Kit Harington?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's not been confirmed or denied either way. So, yeah, I don't know. But I'm thinking now with Melisandre signing on, it may be a little bigger than people think.
I think it's going to be, yeah.
So,
thanks, Jen Williams.
Thank you, Jen Williams. Let me scroll down here to see your question. Thank you, Jen. Always good work, both of you. We should get way more views. Can't wait for more content, plus reactions. Keep up the good work from West Virginia. Thank you so much, Jen Williams.
Very, very much.
I appreciate that. Really appreciate it.
Jen, I used to work at the West Virginia State Fair. Did it for about 20 years. Every year I'd go up there and sell funnel cakes.
Yep.
So if you've had a funnel cake at the West Virginia State Fair,
that was probably
was made by me.
Yes, he did. He was the funnel cake king.
I was.
He was the funnel cake king. Sorry, my phone is going off. Let me get that out of the way.
But thanks so much.
Yeah, appreciate that. And yeah, you guys, it means a lot. I mean, this kind of stuff because right now, you know, there's this advertiser boycott on YouTube, and even though views are steadily going up and everything, the money's just going. It's down 60%. It's
if
insane.
you could see it, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
analytics make no sense anymore.
You finally get the peaks, you know, with the views going up, and then you look at the revenue. And
Hello, Ann. How are you? Anita, there you are.
Let's see.
I'm sorry I'm missing so much. This is flying by.
I know it is going fast.
All right, let's see. Let me just stop it for a second, grab one because it's moving so fast. Thank you, M. Richard. Thank you. Wow, I appreciate it.
Oh man, thanks a lot.
We appreciate you for sure.
We really do.
And this is what we do this for. It's just to hang out. This is fun.
Right.
Thank
have
you,
a cool little
George.
community built up here. And
There's George with the weekly sun drop donation.
George.
Thank you, George.
And you did help.
Yes, you
I
did.
had a cheer wine earlier.
That's great. Thank you. Definitely goes to good use there. Let's see. Will Jamie and Tyrion be hostile? That's a good question. I think in the show they'll be a little less hostile. I think Jamie, I don't know, as he starts to learn Cersei's, because he's already kind of going the rate of like breaking up with Cersei. So once he kind of gets to that point, I think he'll be a little more forgiving.
Mm-hmm.
But in the books, a little different. Tyrion and Jamie aren't really that close. They're not. They don't have that close relationship that the show makes them out to have. So.
Yes, Big E, sun drop does equal wildfire.
Yes.
If you remember that episode when we had it spilled out here.
That's why I drink this. I believe it's going to turn me into a dragon. Duchess, Delphine, thank you. Let's see.
Oh,
get down
Blackfish. He does not get mentioned much.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
see.
true. How the Blackfish arc and story in the show is incomplete. Grand Northern Conspiracy. Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like the show's Blackfish going out like that. There's no reason for him to
No.
just go, okay, well, I'm going to die because I need to. I mean, why not go help?
Sense.
Why not go help your family that's left? That was one of the things that I was very critical of. It was insane. But thank you so much. Will Bribe choose Jamie or Tormund? Oh, Brienne. Well, Brienne stinks. Man, I don't know if either one. I think she's in love with Jamie, obviously, but I don't think it's ever going to be said. It's one of those things where we know how they feel about each other, but they're never going to tell each other. And Tormund will be cool, but I don't know because she loves Jamie. But she deserves somebody like that,
Yeah.
She deserves it.
I agree.
I'd love to see either one, honestly, but I don't think
too.
the Jamie thing will happen. Only because it's like it's not a love story. It's not going to end well for somebody. Let's see. The gamer, where is Gendry? When there's find him sailing around
Thanks,
circles.
Celine. Thanks for everything you're doing. I did see somebody said Celine's taking care of us.
Yes, thank you, Celine. I appreciate it. Yes, there's Mark Joseph.
AKA
the
himself.
Snow in Winterfell. Thank you, sir. Tense moment between Jorah and Jon over Longclaw. That would be kind of cool, but I think Jorah, when he finds out what's going on, he was banished. So, if he finds out the details about Lord Commander Mormont, his father, Yor, and how Jon was picked by him personally, I don't think there's going to be a big deal about it. Although I would like to see him back in, as the leader of the House Ascension. Not necessarily a leader because we have Lyanna Mormont, but back in the good graces in Westeros and maybe get his sword back. That would be cool. Because maybe Jon ends up with Heartsbane for the finale. We talked about names, right? We talked about names and what they mean. Janie Blakely, thank you. Let me scroll down here a second. Awesome storytelling, guys. Q&A, does Howland Reed have any role to play going forward? Absolutely. So we talked about this in Dragon Race by Wolves series, mainly part 3 and 4.
And then a little bit again.
And other Q&As as well. I definitely think that Howland Reed is missing in action for a reason, and that's because he's going to play a huge role in the end game, and I think he's already at the end game location, which I think is going to be the God's Eye.
Right.
So,
and as far as the very beginning of your question, you said great storytelling, guys. Honestly, this is the storyteller here. I just ride his coattails and just try to help pull things out of the dark recesses of his brain. It's like a giant pulsating brain that,
it never shuts off.
Never.
So I need to sleep better than Let's see. I saw somebody's question there a second ago. Hold on one second. Tapley, I'm sorry. Is that Tapley? Q&A. Do you think jacking is Serio? No, I don't. I mean, I think that's a great idea. It makes sense. It fits because again, why was Serio ever in the prisons in the first place?
Yeah, that's what everybody. And it always comes down to that.
Right, and it's a perfectly valid point.
Right.
If he was in that prison, he meant to be there to get to the wall. Now the
Exactly.
question is, what did Jackin want to do with the wall? Because he was heading there before Arya interfered and the whole thing with Gendry went down. So, Karina Hunter, thank you so much. Appreciate the donation.
Does that mean California? Is that what that means?
Yeah, is that California? It says CA.
Cool.
$5. California knows how to party.
Yes.
I wish I could play that good music. I have to play this music that I can't. It gets copyrighted. Lord of the Last Hearth, what's up? How are you? Let's see.
Brienne versus the Mountain.
What is the White Walker's end game? From Kayla.
She whipped the Hound's ass. So
yes.
I have no problem with her fighting the Mountain.
White Walker's end game. That's
Joshua.
We
versus
talked a lot.
Klitschko. Hold on,
What's
this
that?
is for me.
Oh, okay. You got a
boxing question. Yes. All right.
Where was it at?
Right there. Aaron Sean, Joshua or Klitschko? All right. If this was a few years ago, I might have said Klitschko. I think Anthony Joshua is the real deal. He is the future of the heavyweight division. Deontay Wilder be damned. I like Deontay. I think he's awesome. But Anthony Joshua, mark my words, will unify the heavyweight straps.
You heard it here first.
All right.
There's your prediction. The White Walker's end game, I think, is what I was saying, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I was just trying to.
I don't get many.
I didn't want to start and then not. It's. We talked about that a little bit in the Dragon series. It's either to, I think, because the Pact of Ice and Fire has been fulfilled now, and which is Jon. I think that has something to do with why they're returning. So it's either for that in particular to do something that was agreed upon, or they think has to happen with prophecy, or they just want to wipe out the fucking world. It's just kind of one or the other.
Right.
It really has to be, because there's a reason they were inactive for 8,000 years.
And if they wipe out the world, it leaves them nothing left to do.
Exactly. That's what I've always wondered. It's kind of like the vampire movies.
Going,
yeah, it's like the vampire movies when they kill all the humans. Then what?
Exactly.
And then they made a movie about that, the Ethan Hawke movie.
Yeah, that's what
they're all just
thinking of when you said
they're all just
that.
vampires going to work. I just saw another super chat thing, but I don't see it down here, or maybe it was just one vanishing. Maybe, guess it could have been. Yeah. Whoa, Doc Holliday, are you kidding? Thank you.
Brother.
Wow, and no question. Thank you, Doc Holliday.
Wow, man.
Damn.
You just set me back on my heels, Doc.
Really appreciate that.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Let's see. Tiger, something got deleted by Nightbot. Let me. Sorry, if that Nightbot is it going crazy? I can't see everything there. It's flying by so fast, and I can change the rules of it as far as caps and stuff if it's not being overdone.
Let's see here.
Q&A. Do you think Rhaegar will be? Let me grab that. Sorry, it's flying by. I just saw something about Rhaegar. If I can find it. I think I lost it.
Damn, I know. I'm scared.
It was like right here. No, what? Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, do I think Rhaegar will be played by Dean Oliver? I don't know. I don't know if we're going to see Rhaegar. He's been talked up so much that it's like they better get that one right.
Right.
I don't really know.
That
yes, we just saw Andrew Saunders. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Andrew.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Your channel is my world, man. That's awesome.
Thank
it's
you,
his
man.
world too, man. Every fiber of his being is put into this channel, and I just try to help as much as I can.
Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Let's see. Is it?
Yeah,
Q&A?
you're right.
What was that?
Fernandez. I'm sorry. It just set me back. That was a big donation.
Doc Holliday, I'll be your Huckleberry for Thursday. Doc's got some fans now. Amber Turner, Team Rhaegar. Yep. I hope to see Rhaegar for damn sure. It'll put a lot of questions to rest. Let's see.
It is flying. Man.
Yeah, it is flying by. We're almost at 500 people now. So it's really going fast, even with the Let's see. Q&A: will the White Walkers freeze and destroy at least one dragon? Special
That's
K.
always asked.
It's every time. Yeah, I
What
mean,
do you think, really?
I think that I don't think there's going to be 3 dragons left at the end. It's
You
just
said
too
that.
clean.
It's overwhelming.
It's just too clean.
Their battle is overwhelming. I see them being exhausted at some point.
Yeah.
And trying to go rest, and at least one of them's going to be overtaken.
And we said before, even with 3 dragons,
dangling from them and stuff. I can totally
even
see
with
it.
3 dragons, there's just so many. It's just going to be overwhelming.
They're going to need Tyrion's brain. You know how he's pretty crafty when it comes to setting up those, like we did in the harbor.
Yes.
I mean, they're going to have to somehow set up some valley and get a bunch of whites in there and just destroy them.
Yeah, do it Walking Dead style. Lead them to a lake of fire.
Yes.
All right, let's see. I'm trying to grab one, guys. I apologize. It's flying by. Q&A. There's Big Cincy. Q&A: will Tormund be the Lord of the Dreadfort? I would love to see that, actually.
Yeah.
I'm okay with like the Boltons. I'm not the Boltons. I'm sorry, the Umbers and stuff like that. Maybe coming back into the fold. But you know what? The Boltons, fuck them. Fuck their house. Fuck their name. Just like Sansa said. Give Tormund and the Wildlings the Dreadfort, make them legitimize them in the 7 Kingdoms, and that may be actually part of the whole Jon Dany talk.
Yeah.
Because he'll say, you can be queen, but you got to help me out here with some things that I owe people my life, and the realm owes them people. So yeah, I think that could very well happen. I hope so.
They could do a whole episode on that talk. I mean, that talk's going to be really crazy to see them come together.
Yep, I agree. Let's see. John Fuller, thank you.
Thanks so much,
John. And John's question is, do you think the White Walkers will combat dragons? Love your work. Yeah, I think you're going to see that. I think that's kind of the big, what we're building up to. But like I said before in a Q&A, I don't think it's going to be this just one battle and that's it. I think it's going to be the White Walkers come down and basically obliterate everything. And then they're going to have to regroup and find out what's going on with what to actually do because it's not working. So there definitely going to be some White Walker dragon battles for sure. I just don't think it's going to be the end game, like the very end battle.
Yeah.
Like one big battle and it's all over is what I'm saying.
A lot of the people who came from the north, the Wildling army, and all the people who are from up there
and know what's going on.
Yeah, they're going to be a little more prepared for this hellacious battle and everything.
Yes.
These people in the south, they can have as many meetings as they want and tell them as many times as they can.
Yes.
But until they see what those people from the north have seen, I mean, they're just going to shit their pants.
Exactly. And they can't. There's nothing they can do. Nicholas Jackson, thank you so much for that donation. Really appreciate it.
Hey, hold on, that's my buddy Nick. Thank you, Nick. Thanks, man.
Let's see, Amber. I see Amber's got one. Q&A: there must always be a Stark in Winterfell. Let me grab it. Sorry, it's flying. Where did it go? Do you think because the Night King was a Stark and could take over? I do think the Night King was a Stark. Yes. I think, a proto Stark.
Exactly.
That's it has the blood and everything. So I think that's probably why the children chose him in the first place. So a Stark with perhaps some green seer abilities, because I think that kind of hints at that when Bran obviously ran into him in a vision.
Pause that one for the Thai guy, because I agree with him. Rat Salad 79. Where
was it at?
It says.
Thank you, Karina. Again, is that the same Karina?
Yeah, Rat Salad 79 right there. It says, "Hey, tie-dye guy."
Oh, okay.
Hey, tie-dye. The Hound would have kicked Brienne's ass if he didn't have an infection from the body. I agree.
That's true.
Now listen, don't get me wrong. I believe, straight up, he's going to kick the shit out of her, but she's tough as they come.
Oh,
and
yeah.
She has shown her mettle more than once, man.
And she's not scared at all. I mean, she went up against the Kingslayer, before he lost a hand. Now, he was weak, but it doesn't matter. She's a badass either way around.
She really is.
Thank you, Karina, again. California, Ryan. George, yes, Baelish will be killed by Arya. Sansa, yes, I believe so. I believe that Sansa will give the order. Maybe Brienne, maybe Arya, but I think we kind of saw a hint of that with the whole meeting last season before he took off with the Bell Army.
Somebody says, how much do you think they're going to spend on CGI in season 8? I think they basically gave a blank check and said, make it
Yes,
happen.
I think so. I
Yeah.
think so too. There's going to have to be some big dragon battles.
They went to the Iron Bank.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're not hurting for money. Are we buffering? We're still good. I'm not showing any. We're still looking good here.
Fernandez, we're trying to pick questions, man. They are flying by, and we are slowing it down, and they're backing up behind us and everything.
Yeah,
we're trying hard.
Yes,
this is why we're doing this before the show airs, before the season starts, so that we can get all these kinks worked out, and we'll get it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
we try to get as many as we can,
but there's nothing you can do about the chat. I
It's
mean,
an
I can slow it
avalanche.
down to
Yeah.
I can slow it down to 5 minutes apiece.
and then there's like this huge
Backlog,
Yeah.
right? Exactly. So we're just grabbing as we see them. So Q&A helps it stand out there, of course. And thank you, Cormac Harton.
Yeah, here's a good question for you.
5. Would you think of doing a collaboration with other YouTubers again? Yes, absolutely. And that is in the works.
Yeah, stay tuned.
That is in the works. So stay tuned for
He is
that.
working on that every day.
There will be some other collaborations coming soon to a YouTube channel near you. And then Rafe 3000, thank you, $5. Q&A: What do we deserve? What do we deserve? Dorn and the waif's hair. What do we deserve? Dorn and the waif's hair. Yeah.
What did we do to deserve?
Yes.
Dorn?
What do we do? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
This thing's running
Yeah.
together. Yeah. Exactly. The haircut.
Waif's
I
hair.
didn't mean for that to become a running joke, but it did. I just called
Took
it a
on a life of
haircut.
its own. I got to get one of those wigs and
Yeah.
just pop in on one of these
That's
shows. wearing
that's
a
the way I'm
wig
gonna do
wig.
my hair at 100,000 subscribers. I'm
Like
gonna-
the Amish dude from Kingpin.
I'm gonna grow it out like the waif and have a bob, a silver bob. But yeah, Dorn was destroyed. Might as well just wipe it out, right? Q&A: Lane Brown. Do I think Winterfell will be destroyed? That would be bitter. I think it's possible, but because you think about Bran the Builder built Winterfell, he built the wall, possibly the high tower at the Citadel, and possibly help with Storm's End with some magic involved. Wouldn't it be interesting that the wall comes down and everything that Bran the Builder had a hand in building actually gets destroyed?
Hey, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, maybe there's a link there, so I
Somebody
can
said,
see it.
Who do you think Conor McGregor will play? Because he's
He's not in it.
He's
that,
not?
Yeah, that was actually a kind of a joke.
I'll
I
be
just
damned.
found that out the other day too.
I'll
He's
be
actually
damned.
confirmed he was not going to be in the show.
Because I knew it wasn't going to be a big role.
Just saw another super chat question. Jordan S. Thank you very much. What do you think about Arya's endgame? All I hear is killing Littlefinger, but what else?
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair.
yeah.
We do hear killing Littlefinger a lot, but
Yeah, I think she's going to be a player, and actually, I started to think more and more about this a little bit, and it's just a thought, and I haven't really looked into it too much, but I think the entire reason, there's got to be a reason other than her identity crisis and stuff in the books about going over to becoming an assassin and a faceless man. She may have something to do with the Night King. If there is
oh my God, you've never even told me that.
Yeah, I always, you know how it is. You see, this is what we're talking about. This is how it pulls. Yes, I mean, I'm not saying that's a theory necessarily. I just have an idea that there's a bigger reason that Arya was actually sent over there in the first place, as opposed to just being lost somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, the storyline of her. You know, it's about her losing her identity and becoming all these people. She was already kind of like that anyway, as kind of a tomboy of her day, like Lyanna.
Yes.
But then it took a literal form. So what did she get all that training for? Just to come back and kill a few Freys?
Good point. Good point, Chris.
So I
As
think
always, good point.
she's going to be around to the end. I think. T Hughes, thank you. T Hughes says, "Thank you so much for that." What do you think would be the rest of Mira's story? It seems like she's only the character you're never afraid of because she can't die, or Bran is screwed and she's kind of boring. Yeah, I mean, I thought about that as well. I mean, I would hope, for all they've been through together, that at the end of this thing, if they are alive, which I'm still not sure about, that Mira and Bran may continue the bloodline. You know, that's a possibility. Because, I mean, I don't know if she just, knowing what's coming with this whole war and knowing what she's seen, especially with, you know, Benjen or Cold Hands rescuing them and the Whites and the White Walkers, she killed one. Is she
Dude.
just going to drop him off and go home? No.
No way.
And then in the show, maybe, but no, she can't just go home.
Right.
So maybe she's involved with the whole Hal and Reed thing and the God's Eye, and maybe that's what actually gets him to go back to the God's Eye, because she's
Hey,
actually
now.
seen.
I like
she
that.
she
That
goes
makes sense
home.
to me.
Hal and Reed is actually still there for a while because he
Yeah.
just decided not to show up for John's coronation and Rob's, for that matter.
Yes.
And then she goes home and says, "Look, I killed a White Walker. They're fucking real." But he's got some sight too, possibly like Joe's. I don't really know. I'm just guessing that it's possible. And then that's what makes him take action and go to the God's Eye to seek out the children again, because he's already been there before the turning of Harrenhal.
I like that, Chris.
There's
I
a
like
new
that
one.
lot,
There's a
buddy.
new one. There's a new one.
Very good.
All right, I saw something else here. Pennyman32. Thank you, Pennyman32. Q&A. Will Faceless Men join the fight against the Whites? If so, or not, how? That's what I was just kind of saying. That was my take on it, is that in the sense that Arya will, representing the Faceless Men in a way. And it's hard to say what's going to be in the books because she hasn't left there yet. So I think in that sense they could. But then again, the Faceless Men seem to be a little anti-Valyrian because that's where they started in the first place.
But I think they can put that on the back burner.
Yes, I agree.
Fight on the sides,
I agree.
just
But
for
in
that.
the books, there is a storyline with Jaqen being at the Citadel after a certain book that has to do with dragons. So we don't we don't really know what's going on over there with with Pate and the Citadel.
But I think everybody's gonna have to join the fight against
Yes,
the Whites.
I think ultimately that's the entire theme of this thing. It's not just about Jon Snow is being built up as a savior, Dany's being built up as a savior, and in a sense they certainly are. But it's about them getting other people to follow them and work together. I think that's the overall theme. Is it's not
Such
just
a
one
horrible
person.
problem that can
Yes,
bring the whole world together collectively.
Even enemies.
Even enemies.
And John would actually approach enemies
that-
and say,
that could really happen.
Yeah, I
We've
think
got a
so.
small taste of it with 9/11 and how for
yeah,
weeks everybody came together.
That kind of you have a tragedy and all of a sudden everybody's kind of together
Yeah.
for a while and then you go back to the same old crap. The Snow in Winterfell, Mark Joseph says, if I can find it, sorry. QA, do you think Jorah would take the black? If it was Jorah's dying wish, he would told Sam now Jorah most likely in Old Town to get healed. That's interesting. I don't know. It really depends on Dany now and what happens with his healing and how if he lives.
Yeah.
Because
exactly.
honestly, I don't think at the end of this thing, and here's where I would say no. In my opinion, at this point, I just don't think there's going to be a need for the Night's Watch.
Right.
When this thing's over. So I don't think there's going to be I think the 1000th Lord Commander, which is really Ed probably, is the last Lord Commander. That's a nice even number to end the Night's Watch.
I agree. Totally.
So that's just my take on it right now. Carol Brown, thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Q&A.
you, Carol.
Talk about Davos with Melisandre WWE SmackDown. Yeah, he's not too happy, and I think we're going to see Melisandre again. Now the question is, does he come back does she come back to the north in disguise? Because all she has to do is take her choker off and stop taking the potions for a while.
Yes.
And she's
we
right
know what
back
she's gonna
to
look like.
exactly.
Bless her heart.
So yeah, I mean, I think that's a possibility. If Arya doesn't get her hands on Melisandre, Davos certainly could, but Arya might beat him to it.
Yes.
But hopefully, if that does happen, she tells him about Jon and all that kind of stuff first,
Right.
or tells Arya about Jon.
We got another,
This saw
super
Lo
chat.
Horton. Thank you very much, Lo. Another Patreon.
Thank you, Lo.
Thank you,
no
man.
question?
Yeah, no question
At
there.
least get a question answered.
I appreciate that, Lo. You don't have to
Thanks
do that.
so
You're already
much.
a Patreon now. Let's see. Well, we're about at where we at?
About an hour.
We're at an hour already. Wow.
Yeah. We got a book to give away.
Yeah, we got a book to give away, and you want to take a quick break really quick and
think
come
we
back
need
for
to.
a
I'm
little
kinda
while, and then
squirming.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So let's do that, guys. We'll take a quick break, and just give us a few minutes to let the dog out and all that good stuff, and we'll be right back. So hang around, and thanks for hanging out with us. Really appreciate
Yeah,
it. This is
hang around for the drawing.
yeah, a lot of fun. We're going to do the drawing before we wrap this thing up. So yeah, we'll be right back.
Stand by to activate the time machine. Set it for the year 2000 BC. Bring up the voltage to 1 million. Thermal gauge 40.5. Stand by to activate the cycle reactor. Stand by to operate the time machine.
Yes, sir.
Set the philotron at 991.875. Activate the cycle reactor. Good. Tracking the fourth dimension, shifting back into time. Going into BC, 10, 20, 30.
Captain, we're heating up down here.
Increase kilophase. 100, 200, 300.
Captain, we're gonna blow.
Steady jet. 18, 19, 2000. Cut the cycle reactor and lock it.
All right, we are back. James is taking his seat. Sorry about that. Chasing the dog around. All right, so let's see. Where are we at? Indiana, New York, New Jersey. Also, we got Australia in the house.
Heck yeah.
This is awesome.
Pardon me.
Really. All right, let's see. Everybody can hear us okay? Still? Everything looking good?
We're not... Kingslayer, take care. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, thank you, Kingslayer. Have a good one. Yeah, I know this is not necessarily a great time for everybody, but this is kind of the East Coast time. We'll be doing this after the show this season, so we want to go ahead and just kind of do
Get
it
used to this time
at that
frame.
time frame. So I know it's not going to be ideal for everybody, especially in the UK and stuff. Obviously, Cannon in the house, New Hampshire.
Thank you, Sheila.
I saw Broke Black Man somewhere a minute ago. What's up? New Zealand, Indiana.
All right.
Montreal.
Ever think about doing a podcast? Amber Turner wants to know.
Ah, yeah. Actually, I was going
Funny
to
you
bring
should
that
ask.
up at the end. Just a couple little announcements, but I'll go ahead and say that. Actually,
Sound is a bit low, it says.
okay. I'll let's see if I can raise that a little bit. Okay, so maybe it's on James' side, just kind of facing me a little bit. As far as the podcast go, actually right now you can go ahead and Smokescreen Radio is just what I called it, just kind of to test out the podcast thing. So it is actually available now on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play. And I'm taking basically just my regular videos, anything that doesn't require screenshots,
Right.
and using the audio file and uploading it from my website so it's already there as far as what my videos. But I do have a couple projects in the works, so I won't give you too many details yet until that's all finalized as far as an actual, high quality podcast. So that is something down the road that's coming very, very soon, and I will let you guys know about that as soon as that's all worked out. And it's going to be, I'm excited about it. It's going to be fun.
Big Sense, he said next break, use the Family Ties theme song.
Yeah, actually, let me say that really quick about this little song. This is a guy, and the link's in the description.
Cool.
Yeah, so this is a guy who just sent me. He made this song for me, and it's pretty damn cool when somebody just makes you a song and calls it the Smokescreen theme. So his link is in the description, and it's Dark Optics. And I just thought it was very cool, and I can't really use it in intro videos and stuff because I like to change and use the Game of Thrones music. But I thought it'd be perfect for something like this, and I'll change it up from time to time. But thank you so much to him. That was really, really cool.
Can I say one thing about the podcast?
Please do.
One reason that we have thought about transitioning podcasts is we like to do long videos.
Yes.
I mean, we really like to leave knowing we left no stone unturned. And sometimes when we have to truncate that down into a nice little package, we feel like we lose some things. And so
Yes.
some people don't like long videos. We've been told that a million times. So we're going to go podcast, and then, we can talk as much as we like about something.
Yeah, and so we do try to mix it up. I mean, the solo videos are shorter, and the foreshadowing series, which I'm getting back to, by the way. I know a few people are going to ask or have asked. Yes, I've got the next batch ready to record. It's just been out of town a couple of days and a lot of other things going on, but that's coming back. So I try to get shorter videos in there and little theory videos. If I have a quick thought about something, I'll try to throw it up there. But our Game of Thrones Q&As are a little bit longer,
Right.
but they're designed to be that way. Some people like the shorter ones, some people like the long discussions, and so I try to mix it up a little bit for everybody. So anyway, that's the goal anyway. So yes, Smokescreen Radio is now available on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
And I'm pumped about it too.
And so that's basically the same videos, but it's just for convenience for you guys. A lot of people have asked, can I get this on iTunes or while I'm listening in the car so I can download it versus streaming,
Right.
which
Because that's how I go over my data every month.
Right.
Streaming
Yeah.
in the
Going
car.
over data, streaming YouTube videos. So, okay, let's see. Michael, I love this shit. Longer the better. Yeah, see, it's my favorite format too. I like this. I like hanging out with you guys here, and I like when we do our Q&As because it's basically just like this, only we're not live.
Right.
And it's just my favorite format, just to sit there and have a conversation. I do enjoy the solo videos too, but it's like just me and a camera, and it's just not my favorite to film.
Can we back up? I saw one that was
Yeah.
said to tie-dye guy. I am James, by the way, but I don't mind being called tie-dye.
Yeah, tie-dye guy.
Never
That's,
bothers
hey,
me
maybe
one
that's the
bit.
shirt right there.
Yeah.
By the way, Mark Joseph, you are the moderator too. I'd already made you that. So,
Do you see it?
what was it? What were we looking
It
for?
starts
Tie-dye
off
guy?
with tie-dye guys.
Okay, right
Okay,
there.
what two characters would you like to see fight each other the
that's,
most?
That's from David. David Alarcon.
Yes.
Alarcon. I'm sorry.
I thought it said David Allen Coe. No, David Alarcon. I said, let's see. I would like to see Clegane Bowl.
Yeah.
I really would. And I would like to see it with without Zombie Mountain. Franken.
The original?
Yes.
Yeah, well, they had a really quick one.
I know.
Version 1.
I'd like to see a good knockdown drag out when both people are at their peak. That I would like to see that.
Yeah, because right now it's a bit unfair. You got not only the Zombie Mountain, who is stronger and all that good stuff, but, I mean, you know, the Hound's got a pretty bad injury. He took a pretty bad fall.
He did.
Let's see. Corey Daniel, I love this too. This is absolutely fun. This is the best you can get on YouTube, streaming. So I figured if people can stream video games, we can stream conversations, right, about Game of Thrones and other things as well. Let's see. There's you one from Adam.
Let's see.
Tie-dye guy, since you're now tie-dye guy. James is now, I dubbed the tie-dye guy.
Dang.
He says, tie-dye guy Q&A, if the Blood Raven and the children are the old gods, who do you think is the Lord of Light? We just talked about that a bit.
I know.
You know my answer.
I know. And I struggle with this.
Yes, and thank you, Mark and Celine. Celine, you are like the moderating queen. She is awesome.
I'm not the guy to really ask about theories such as this,
Right.
but I think.
Yep, that's what the wrench is. Yep.
I think
Braun versus Grey Worm. That would be a damn good fight, Hoss. Yes.
Damn, it would, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your train of thought.
Right.
I just saw that was Hoss was saying.
I really don't have much of a thought on the Lord of Light.
He thinks it's Blood Raven.
I know it's Blood Raven.
I mean, well,
I feel like he's the voice in the flames. He's everything. He's all. If anybody thinks, no matter what religion or whatever they have,
right.
You know, I think he's the puppet master behind all of it, playing along with what they believe, so that they get the answers they need, and he gives them, you know, tasks.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
you know,
yeah, the puppet master.
he is. That's what
I
believe.
think so. And there's only been that one occasion of actually hearing a voice in the flames, because Melisandre usually just sees things in the flames and she interprets those. But is that just a magical thing she's learned, or is somebody sending those visions?
I was thinking about
because we
when
know
the genitals were thrown in.
Yeah, that was the only. But that's
the only time,
what kind of clued me in when you hear a voice. It's like, okay, but you know, she's seeing things in the flames. The question is that some magical ability she's learned? Of course, she believes it's, you know, divine, you know, sent by, you know, the Red God R'hllor. But is it? We've also seen that Quaithe can send visions to Dany.
Yes.
We've seen Blood Raven can send visions to Bran in dreams and all that stuff. So those people, I think, are the ones that basically created some of these religions in a sense. So not them directly, but people like them, previous Green Seers.
Barristan Selmy versus Jaime Lannister. Another good one.
Yes. And Selmy wins all day. And
Jaime with two hands, though.
Yeah, maybe older Barristan could slip up a little bit, but yeah, he's a badass. Q&A: will Varys and Qyburn meet? Probably. I don't know. That's a good question. Depends on at this meeting. I'm assuming that Qyburn would always be with Cersei because he's kind of the hand of the queen. So I'm assuming that if they had this meeting, that they would probably meet.
I think they will.
And I think I'm trying to think before. Yeah, I guess they didn't cross paths.
I think they
because
need
Varys
to,
took off before he was there.
Somebody says, "I want a tie dye." Okay, here you go.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Oh, there's another tie dye underneath.
Yeah,
How ridiculous.
Yeah, look out now. Let's see. Chris M just asked kind of the same question before. Can the Night King take control of Zombie Mountain? I think that's a good thought. That's what we were talking about 10, 15 minutes ago. Of course, it's going by so fast. I think that's a good thought. He is dead, so technically he should be able to be controlled.
Exactly.
And we just got a super chat. Duchess Delphi again, $5. Thank you. Appreciate that. Can we get some collab chats with Tony Teflon? For Aziz from History of Westeros, please and thank you. Yeah, we may do that. Me and Tony have talked for a while in the background, and there's been a couple times where I was going to be on his channel and with Don Willie and those guys, and I was off at a softball tournament weekend, so it's really hard to get people on the same page at the same time. So, but that's something definitely I'll do for sure.
Yeah, I'd love to see it too. I think it'd be a good
Yep.
collab.
And Teflon was here our last stream.
He
so
sure was.
I don't
he
know.
hung out for a while too.
Yeah, he did. He did. But then again, he could be here now, and I can't see everybody's name because it's flying by. I mean, there's only 425 people at the moment. Let's see. Q&A. How different do you think the book's endgame will be from the shows? I don't think ultimately it's going to be that different. I honestly think that it's going to come to the same conclusion with the same.
How we get there is going to be different. Is that what you're
I mean,
thinking?
slightly, but I like the whole ROJ thing. You know, obviously we just got the confirmation that it's John. It's not going to be different in the books. It's too big of a thing. It can't be, you know, Danny or Aegon or somebody else. It just makes no sense thematically. It's about John being the Song of Ice and Fire. And that's just one example. So I think there would be some deviations. Obviously, you know, you saw the Dornish storyline disappear. There's no Victarion with the whole Euron thing. So I think Euron's probably not as big of a deal in the show, for example, but in the books he will be. So
go up to Grant's question.
Grant,
I want to hear you answer this. There it is. Grant Saunders.
Grant Saunders. Okay. I know you have a lot of theories about the Crips calling to John. How excited are you to see the pic from the Crips? Yeah, I mean, I was damn excited, but I think if that is the Crips, because I said in the video that I did about the pictures, if you haven't seen that, check it out. I give my opinion, and it's, you know, there's not a whole lot you can pull from them, but it was still exciting to see actual shots from the show as opposed to just, you know, pictures. It's just for promotion. But if it is the Crips, I think it's going to be a tease. I think it's going to be he's going before he leaves Winterfell and leave Sansa in charge and all that.
Just to get the image in his mind
Yeah,
again. And
he's
feel
going
it.
to say bye to Ned. He's going to talk to Ned because Ned, apparently in the show, apparently Ned did make it back his bones, at least to Winterfell. Books, we don't know what's going on yet with that. Because at the end of season 6, Rickon, when he died, he said, I want him laid beside my father in the crypts.
Okay.
So I think that's my opinion on that picture, that he's going to say bye to Ned, but then we get this ominous shot of the Lyanna statue.
Yeah, he doesn't know he's saying goodbye to his mother.
Yes,
too.
and Lyanna's right there or near Ned somewhere because that's going to be the same group, you know, with Brandon and him and all that stuff. So I think that's probably what's going to happen. It's going to be a little tease, and he walks by and the camera like stays on Lyanna's face.
Oh yeah,
And,
I
and
can see that
that's,
so clearly.
That's going to tease us for another year and maybe till the A Dream of Spring comes out. I don't know because we all know it, but John knows. We're all going to be like, just tell him.
Yes.
And it's not going to happen.
Hey Pre, thanks for stopping by. I'm glad you.
Yes,
gave us a
Capri,
little
and
shout-out.
thank you so much.
She just got here. She's not leaving.
Oh,
she just,
okay.
Just got here.
I was going to say I hadn't seen her name flash by, but I haven't seen a lot. Amity, is that Amity Gray? Just give me a shout out and I'll be happy. Hello, Amity Gray. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see. What is next? Let's see. I caught one there. Bria Harris, Q&A. What is next for Tyrion and Daenerys relationship? They're my favorite power couple. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they go that route with Dany and Tyrion. I think it'd be cool, kind of, but I think that I would love to see Tyrion back with Sansa.
Okay.
If Sansa doesn't die.
I would love
And right
that
now,
too.
if she
I
doesn't
really
change, you might as well kill her off. But that's just, I think that's cool would be cool because Sansa, with the whole Sansa and Marjorie talk about Tyrion and how he's really kind of a good guy and he was taking care of her. Although, again, in the books, he's a little bit darker.
Well, all I know is on the show, man, he treated her unlike I've seen him treat anybody else. And I think he has a soft spot for her.
He does. And
I would love to see that.
He's got a very, very cool backstory in the books. He mentioned in the show his first wife, Tysha, and all this good stuff. And he's a broken man. And so
she's going to realize, hey, you know, I tried the Miss Prim and Proper role, and I tried to be this and that. You know, it doesn't matter what he looks like or everything. You know, she's going to be a lot more wholesome.
Let's see here. Karina Hunter, thank you again, I think. And Gina Mural, again, thank you. $5.
Thank you so much.
With rumors of HBO doing a spinoff, would you rather see going back to a generation and base it on Ned, Robert, and Rhaegar, or the Mad King's generation? I've talked about this a little before. I would love to see it all. And I don't see why they can't do it all. But right now, I guess as a show watcher, I want to see the younger characters I know.
Yes.
But as a book reader, I want to also see like 100 years before Duncan Egg times when Bloodraven was still Brendan Rivers and Hand of the King and all that kind of stuff. So I would love to see all that, and then how the Mad King became mad. Maybe that's the Bloodraven story.
Yeah.
Part of that as well.
Induced all
so
that.
yeah, I mean, I think I don't know what direction they're going to go, but I would think with show only people, they may decide as far as marketing, it would just be a marketing tool, right? If they go with the Robert's Rebellion prequel, at least you're familiar with the characters already, as opposed to like Dunk and Egg where you got to learn everybody again. But I mean, I can see it all. I want it all.
Was Jamie prepared to die, be executed for killing him? I mean, that's a big decision to make.
Or for killing the Mad King?
Yes.
I
mean,
I
was
think
it a split second thing, or you think he thought about, I'm really getting ready to be executed for it?
Well, no, the way he described it, I think he knew he was fine, and I think that's where Ned hates him for it. Because he was like, okay, my father's coming in the gates, and he says, bring me your father's head. If I just kill him in the Pyromancer, I'm good to go.
I'll be damned.
And then he did it for a good reason, but of course Ned never
for
learned.
A great reason, yeah.
Ned never learned that and never respected him. That's what I hated. I wanted them to make up, but never got a chance to. Alrighty, let's see.
Hey.
Chris, great job,
good
guys.
night, buddy.
Got work in the morning. Love these. Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good night, man. Appreciate you hanging out. Let's see here.
Karina?
Is that?
I guess not. We thought it was California. It's Canada. The CA.
Oh, okay. I got you. Canadian dollars. I got you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and forgive me. We're still new to the chat, the super chat thing too.
And no, Karina, there's no question ever when you've donated. I'm sorry about that.
Oh yeah.
She said, "Are my questions not posting?" And they're not.
No, they're not. Actually, they are absolutely not. It just says $5. So I see it here. Is this no? Do we see? Okay. Yeah, they're not, Karina. I apologize. They're not posting down here because there's a separate box down here for super chats, and it just shows the amount. So
if you can ask again and maybe put some kind of colored dot on there or something.
Yeah, just post it again if you. I'm sorry, we're just not seeing it all.
Some way that we can see it.
Okay, and we do have one from Doc Coddy again.
Wow,
thanks,
Doc.
sir. Appreciate it.
Man, thank you.
Does anyone rule Dragonstone currently? Does Danny just take over? Yeah, it's kind of been a power void down there in the show at least. So. In the books, it should be some Baratheon holdovers because obviously Stannis is still alive,
right?
And he's still got people there. So in the show, it's like there's just a power vacuum. Nobody's there. So we'll see if they show any like Stannis leftovers or Baratheon flags still flying there or something. It's really hard to say. We're just not to that point yet. Let's see. Please answer your question, Aaron. I don't see your question, Aaron. Aaron 44K.
Is that her? Yep, Karina.
Okay,
there you go.
Karina. There we go. Thanks.
No, you're not losing your mind.
No, yeah. That's twice, and there's just nothing there. I don't know what's going on with it.
Bring it.
Let's see. Christian Cruz, what's up, Christian?
With a question.
There's Pre. All right, let me stop. Well, if I can grab it, I keep Pre Figueredo. Q&A. You mentioned a reunion between Brienne and the Hound again this upcoming season with photos on the photos vid. How do you think that'll happen? That's a good question. I mean, I think he's going to head north of the Brotherhood, and I'm not sure if they cross paths like before John leaves and makes this plan to do whatever he's going to do. But I think the Hound could head up there, and Brienne's obviously she should make it back from River Run by now, so she should be there. It may be at Winterfell, actually, before they go up north. So I think
Karina. Just
okay.
Mark that. I'm sorry while you answer Pre.
Yep.
We got you, Karina.
Okay,
You're on deck.
Karina, all right. Will Littlefinger get credit from Cersei for his part in the Stark-Bolton armies decimating each other as he predicted? By the way, Canada, not Callie. Sorry. Love when the two of you are both on. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Will Littlefinger get credit from Cersei for his part? Yeah, that's a good question. Because remember, he did say, I won't stop till we see the Lannister flag or Lannister sigil flying over Winterfell. So that's always his angle. He always has that angle right now until Cersei's taken care of. But
Excellent.
What's going to throw a wrench in that is Danny coming over because he's not aware of that. I don't think, as much as he knows, I don't think he knows that right now. So when Danny comes over, it throws a wrench in all this shit.
Yeah, no shit.
Because right now he's kind of playing Sansa versus Cersei, or Jon versus Cersei, but it's kind of Sansa in the same boat, and that's always his. I think that's one of his trump cards, so to speak. So Danny may throw a wrench in that for sure.
Diego Armando Narvaez. Go back a second. Oh, Aponte. Diego Q&A. Will Samwell Tarly become Lord of the Reach? That sure will be a bitch slap to his dad.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome.
I would love that.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. I'll say no only because he, after this thing ends, if he's alive, I think he would rather be a maester.
He's going to be a maester.
And unless the rules change, now of course the rules are going to change. But if he's a maester / wizard, like we talked about before, he would not be able to actually hold lands and titles. So, but yes, his dad is ironically is going to be anti-Targaryen, whereas before they were fighting for the Targaryens.
Go up to unique moments. You'll see blue question marks.
Blue question marks.
Right
I'm
there.
looking for. Okay. Unique moments. Q&A. Who do you consider the most important characters throughout GOT and Ice and Fire separately? Man, that's tough. I mean, it's easy to say a Jon or a Dany, but I would think somebody like a Tyrion in the show, because Tyrion's kind of the one bridging the gap and showing Dany what's going on in Westeros, and then so Tyrion's a very important player.
He's huge.
The books is kind of the same thing in a way. I don't know. There's lots of. I don't think.
As far as actual importance, it's hard not to say Jon.
Yes.
But then again, it's hard not to say Dany.
Right.
I mean,
and
those are
if
two
you
biggest
had
pieces, I think.
if you took out one of those pieces,
But they can't connect without people like you're saying,
like
a
Tyrion. Right.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. He put it better than me.
Well,
but yeah, if you took out one of those pieces, none of it fits.
It doesn't fit. It doesn't
Right.
matter how large it is.
Right. So yeah, that's a hard one. Okay, we got a little super chat. Kendra, thank you, Kendra Handley. Would you like to know why the Starks used? I'm sorry, something just flipped there. Like to know why the Starks use crypt and not bury the dead like other Northerners, just helping out another fan. Yeah, that's just always been their tradition. In the Kings of the North started the tradition with the crypts, because the crypts are actually older than Winterfell. So that started before. That started before, apparently, and we really don't know, because it's like this history that may not be accurate. They're apparently older than Winterfell itself, which means that spot was picked for that before Winterfell was built by Bran the Builder. So this was a proto-Stark period, apparently.
On top of the crypts.
On top of the location, right?
Right. Wow.
So, and that was always the tradition too. That's another thing people bring up, is Ned broke that tradition by putting Lyanna down there instead of lords. It was always supposed to be lords of Winterfell, kings of winter, then lords after Aegon conquered the place. So
wow.
And Magali Morales, thank you. Made it, guys. In the books, do you think Jorah will meet Jon when they cross the sea? How do you think he will be feeling seeing Longclaw? Yeah, we had a similar question. I think it's not going to be a big deal to Jorah, I don't think, because once he finds out about Jon and Gior's relationship.
Yes.
That's what I was saying before. Because it's not going to be like he's, hey, give me my sword back.
No.
Because he was legally banished by his father, so he may have some feelings about that. But once he finds out how Gior felt about Jon and how Jon saved his life, that's going to be a big deal. So he may, but then again, Jon may offer his sword back if he's ever legitimized again and all that stuff. But that comes into play with Lyanna Mormont, who's now the lady of House Mormont too. So
I just want to say thanks, guys, for hanging in here with us like this. Last time, at this time, I think we were below 200 in our second hour.
Yeah, and we had internet problems so bad, but tonight it's hanging on. It's doing good. Yeah, so we're good to go, and we're not dropping frames.
This is awesome.
So this is fun. Let's see. Littlefinger dies first. His time is coming, for sure. Let's see, Michael.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
Chris the Bell. I've seen that question come before, and I think they're talking about while we were at Con of Thrones.
Where's the question, Chris?
The hearts.
Oh, Christabel. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hi, James. Chris, love this channel. Which actor from Game of Thrones would you love to interview and why? Man, that's a good one.
Because
there's some great actors. I'll tell you, an actor I really love is Charles Dance, Tywin Lannister. I really love him. He's been in a lot of stuff that I enjoy. More of a medieval, like Underworld, for example. He was in the new Underworld. Blood Wars.
Which I'd never seen. You showed me.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah. We saw.
We
showed James the first Underworld, and because the new one was coming out, Blood Wars, and he's been in stuff like. So he's in a lot of gothic things, and he just plays. It's almost the same character in a way.
Yeah, it feels like
it's like a dark, gothic character, but I just really love that feel from him. So I don't know. I love Carice, Melisandre. I love Peter Dinklage. His story's great. He was this guy who was he had some regular job and decided I'm going to be an actor, and he didn't stop until he became an actor. And then he's giving commencement speeches.
Now I think I'll be starstruck no matter who we see there. Okay, I'm sure I will.
Right,
but who's gonna? If they just happen to show up, who would?
Oh,
be
you
most
mean out of
starstruck?
confirmed people or anybody?
Would it be, Danny? If we saw Danny there,
Man, I don't know. Yeah, I probably. Yeah,
could you form sentences and be able to interview her?
Maybe. I don't know.
I'll be behind you to catch you.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think I get starstruck. I may say that now and then go up there and be like,
no, I think you'll be fine.
And stutter. I don't know.
That was more tongue in cheek, but
yeah, but I don't know. Like, I don't think I'd have a problem going up to Kit Harington and say, hey, I love your work. Thanks for whatever.
Yeah,
take your picture.
Do
I don't know. I've honestly, I've met NBA players before, and it's just never a big deal to me. There's a guy actually from the old Hornets, Dale Curry, who I've ran into a few times at the beach because he's got a place down there, and it's near 4 hours away from here in South Carolina. But I was never. Now Michael Jordan might have been a different story,
right?
But I never got to meet him in person. But I was really close to him. But it was just one of those, hey, how you doing? Really just and I didn't want to bother him and say, hey, sign something. You're walking on the beach with your family. I don't want to bother you, type thing. So I don't know. I honestly don't know till I get there.
I look forward to it. I do.
Oops, what am I? Secret Agent Man. Let's see.
Thank you, Secret Agent Man.
Appreciate the donation, Secret Agent Man. And there's no question there, by the way. I just want to make sure if that's not happening to everybody's. It just says it just shows the donation. Also, Life in Alternity. Thank you for the donation. You're saying green seers bring people back to life. No, didn't say that. I'm not sure which.
No, I don't. That hadn't been mentioned at all.
No, I don't think I was saying. I don't know what got confused, but I guess maybe possibly that the Night King was a green seer, perhaps, or a Proto Stark.
Oh, that.
I was just saying, as far if that's what you mean, I'm not really sure. I think that's one of the reasons that the children chose him to be the Night King. Well, whatever he's called in the books, is because the Night King has not shown up in the books. The Night King is a different story, but I think because we saw Bran he was able to see Bran in a vision. It makes sense that he had some kind of ability like that. And it's kind of associated with that northern ice magic, necromancy and green sight, that northern old god ice magic's what I call it. So, no, I don't think they can bring people back to life, though. Unless we talked about the blood feeding the trees before, maybe something with a super boost of Targaryen Stark blood could do that.
That's right. That's okay, Travis, if you're just getting here.
Red Walrus. Red Wallace says, Q, a question, are you going to make a video about the, hold on, it's running away from me, the 7 being characters we know? I thought about that before as far as like the, 7 people representing the 7 aspects of the god there, and I really didn't do it because I saw other videos very similar to that where Arya would represent the stranger and Dany the mother and Jon the warrior. So I think there's something to that, but I didn't really plan on making a video about it. Which one?
Secret Agent Man. He must really had a question, or he or she. Sorry.
Secret Agent Man.
Yeah, right there.
Okay. Secret Agent Man. Again, thank you. Q&A. Who do you think will die before the end? Books or show? I tried to send the question, but for some reason it didn't work. Okay. Who do I think will die before the end? Honestly, I think most people. Honestly, I don't think this is going to be pretty. I think this is going to be one of those things where there's like a handful. And maybe 7. Maybe that goes into the previous question.
Yeah, it
7,
does, don't it?
The 7 aspects. Because if you think about the 7, right?
Okay.
The 7 aspects, you have a mother and a father and a smith and a warrior and the crone and the stranger. All those things are required to do what?
Sustain life.
Restart a civilization.
Yeah, exactly.
So you could have 7 people remain at the end of this thing, and that's it.
That's right.
Yeah. And those 7 people essentially restart society with different rules. because they know the feudalism shit don't work.
Wow.
So that's hey, we just got a new theory.
That would be crazy.
We just came with a new
yes,
idea.
I like that because we're gonna see a lot of people die.
Yes,
it's gonna be horrible.
It's going to be bad, but it's going to be bad. Let's
I think
see.
another super chat came in, I believe.
Did we get a super chat? Let's see. Okay, life in alternity again. You said Blood Raven is Lord of Light equals Green Seer. Yeah, but I don't think the Lord of Light. That's what I mean. I didn't mean to imply that he could bring people back to life. You saying with John though? Yeah. The question with that. Oh, so you're saying Melisandre and therefore John?
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think the Melisandre thing was essentially, first of all, we're not 100%
that it worked.
That it actually worked.
Right.
We're not 100% it had anything to do with her.
Right.
Now she did do some blood magic. So I do think there's something to that. Probably. I'm not saying it wasn't her. We're just saying, what if she'd have walked away and never did it, and then he came back anyway? Mm-hmm. We're not really sure about that. But what I'm saying is, I think she has a skill that she's associating with a god because of her religion,
and it's really just.
But it's really just the fire magic that the fire/blood magic, fire and blood
that she's been trained.
Trained and mastered to some extent. So if that makes sense, I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Magic versus religion. She sees that through the prism of religion. She thinks it's all due to the red god, but she's actually just doing fire magic or blood magic. So that's what I was trying to say. Sorry, I know I talk fast. Let's see. Damn, we're still at 480 people.
I love it.
That's crazy.
Let's see.
Let's see here. James, I think I see a question from James Bird. Q&A. Are faceless men in White Walker religion cult? Take people's face and worship death. Night King, God of Death.
Oh, I see where you're going with
yeah,
that.
so you're saying kind of like, yeah, so the Faceless Men, they are a cult. They are absolutely a cult. And it started in the mines of Valyria with slaves that started revolting and wishing, praying for death, and they called it the gift, and that's how it started. So that's interesting, and the White Walkers definitely represent death, so that may be going, we were talking about earlier, the book thing about Jaqen being in the Citadel. Mm-hmm. What was he going to the wall for?
Yes,
you know,
right.
Before Arya saved him and Biter and Rorg and all that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, there could be something there about him, because basically he told, like he said in the show, either way a face is going to be added to the hall. He didn't care if it was the waifs or Arya's.
Yeah.
So maybe he is serving, you know, the great other, so to speak, which we call the Night King. I call the Night King because I don't believe there are gods. Magali again, thank you again.
Thank you so much, Magali.
How do you think the Karstarks would get brought back to the fold by Jon, who was responsible for the death of his brother? Yeah, I think Jon's going to take that route. Like, you know, I'm not going to blame, you know, the offspring of the Karstarks for the sins of their father, type of thing. Jon's going to reach out to people, even when and that's going to be the drama. That's my opinion.
Right.
Between Sansa and Jon, and Littlefinger's going to get in there and make that wider. That he's going to be like, okay, look, we can't blame, you know, the Karstarks for what their father did, and Sansa's gonna be like, no, fuck them, you know, they screwed us, they didn't come to our aid, whatever, and that's going to be the rift between them. But Jon's ultimately going to try to, like, hey, we ain't got time for this nonsense.
Yes.
We got a real war coming.
Yes.
So I think they'll all be fine as far as, you know, kind of because they kind of rallied around Jon at the end there of season 6. But I think, like we've said before, with the Boltons, fuck them. They're gone. They're out. You know, there should be no more Boltons. So I think that's where Tormund and the Wildlings possibly come in.
All right. Any chance we could take a quick break? Because somebody said, you know, do the giveaway already or something like that. I need.
Yeah.
I need to get a pillow.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's take. All right, so we'll take one more very quick break, just really quickly, and then we'll come back and kind of wrap this up and do the giveaway. We're already an hour and a half, and we just planned on going till people were tired of watching. So yeah, let's do that. We'll take another quick little break, and we'll be right back, and then we'll kind of wrap this thing up and do the giveaway.
All right. Thanks, guys.
the time machine. Set it for the year 2000 BC. Bring up the voltage to 1 million. Thermal gauge 40.5. Stand by to activate the cycle reactor. Stand by to operate the time machine.
Yes, sir.
Set the philotron at 991.875. Activate the cycle reactor. Good. Tracking the fourth dimension, drifting back into time. Going into BC, 10, 20, 30.
Captain, we're heating up down here.
Increase kilophase. 100, 200, 300.
Captain, we're gonna blow.
Steady jet. 18, 19, 2000. Cut the cycle reactor and lock it.
All right. We should be back. We are back. So
Thanks for hanging out, guys.
yes, thank you guys for letting me take the dog out and all that good stuff in the rain. Really quick, I wanted to. Lauren, I got your email. It just popped in my phone. I'm not seeing those payments, those super chat things you referred to. Also, thank you, James Green, new Patreon. Thank you, Stacy Meyer, for the PayPal donation.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you, Josh, for a new Patreon, Josh Friend, and also Shelly Olson, a PayPal donation. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So, just wanted to mention that. And Lauren, I'm not seeing that, so I'm not sure if there's an issue and on whose end that is. So, all right, let's see. Let's tell you what. Let's do this. I know a lot of you you're up late, so let's do the giveaway, and then we'll just hang out for a little while longer, as long as people are hanging out with us.
Sure.
So let's do the giveaway. Really quick.
All right, I'm so excited.
What about Lala Gig? What about Lala? Is Lala asking a question? Lala is one of my Patreons. Or I may be just catching somebody else's conversation here. So, all right, guys. So let's really quick before we do continue with questions and stuff. Let's announce the winner again of the latest giveaway, the World of Ice and Fire. Still in the plastic. So let me just lay that back there. All right, the winner is. I got it pulled up, and I'm going to click winner. Drum roll, please. The winner is of the Ice and Fire giveaway is Kachina. Kachina from New Hampshire, USA.
Kachina, way to go.
Kachina. So Kachina, if you are watching, please send me a message on the back end of the channel. Just go to the About tab and click Messages and send me a message there and let me know that's you. Confirm your email address with me, and obviously send me your address and all that so I can get that shipped out to you ASAP. So
where did you say? New Hampshire?
Yes, New Hampshire.
Awesome.
I won't say any more details than that, but New Hampshire and Kachina, and just again email me in the back end of the channel, or message me I should say on the back end of the channel, and I'll get the World of Ice and Fire out to you ASAP. It is a must-have for the fandom of Ice and Fire.
All right.
All right, so thank you guys for the giveaway entries. We had, I think, what was it, 1,400?
Very cool.
Something like that. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, yes, 4,000 almost entries. Almost 4,000 entries.
Very good.
In the last giveaway, so that's very cool, and enjoy doing
Appreciate
them.
all
Enjoy
that.
doing them, and we'll be doing some more as well. We'll try to do those once a month, but sometimes we forget and scheduling issues. So all right.
Can you type Kachina's name in there?
I can actually just I'll copy that, and I'll type it here just in case. And this will post as a video in case she's not watching. Let's see. Let's do this. I'm typing sideways, so I'm not very good there. typing sideways here with this keyboard in our makeup studio here. All right.
Sorry, Karina.
So we want to do that because
close.
I know some of you guys were hanging on for the giveaway, and we apologize. We're used to being up late. And I'm editing all night and filming stuff and whatever. So
now we're just hanging.
I know it's East Coast time. It's already 11:41, and people have to work. So congrats, Kachina. Congrats if you're in here. All right. Let's see. So we'll hang out for a little longer. Not too much longer. It is getting late, but we'll hang out as long as you guys want to hang out.
Right.
These are fun to do. Mike Bushnell, there you are. When will Ramsey return to claim what is his? It's going to be a while, Mike. Don't think Ramsey's going to be around next season. But I'm sure that he's a secret Targaryen and everything will be okay. Let's see here.
Bran makes it back to Winterfell in season 7.
No, Kyle, 11:41 is not late. It's actually early. For us, anyway. For me.
It is very early.
This, I'm telling you what, I went from a first shifter. Well, I've always been a vampire, but for YouTube has completely screwed up my schedule. Horrible.
Yeah, it is crazy. You are on vampire hours.
Yes, I am a vampire for sure.
They said it's
Oh,
still early in
Anita,
California.
that's right. Anita, it's 1:41, late lunch. That's right. Is Stannis alive? No, he is dead. In the show. In the books, he is still alive. And actually, he may be around for a while longer than we think in the books. I think George may do something different with him.
Okay, Amber, James, please read Doug Stewart's question. All right? Go
Okay.
back up
Do we
and
have
we'll
a Doug Stewart
we'll
question?
find him.
I just saw Will G. Hold on one second, Will. I saw that. Do we have a Doug Stewart?
Q&A. Why is Missandei wearing Grey Worm's dragon badge in the promo photo?
I think
I can't answer that shit.
yeah, I don't even know if you did you see the photos?
No.
I'm not sure if you did. Yeah,
I saw a Varys.
yeah, I think it's just a formal thing. The dragon, it's three heads of the dragon, each eating its own tail, and it's like a brooch type of
Okay.
thing. But yeah, in one shot, Missandei's got one. It's obviously a different scene outside of Dragonstone. And the other one, Grey Worm's got it on some fancy new stuff of his. Everybody's looking all
cool.
regal. It's like an official meeting.
That's what I was getting ready to say. I
Yeah.
bet that's what it is.
But they got some badass. I do like the wardrobe so far this season. They're all dark. You can see the theme, the darker theme. Danny's got black on with a little hint of red in there, family colors.
Hell
So
yeah.
she's really holding up her Targaryen tradition there.
Oh, that's sweet.
So I think that's two different scenes outside.
All right, I think we had a super chat.
Oh
Amber,
yes.
why are you laughing your ass off?
Let's see. I'm sorry. Will G, thank you, sir. If and when will Bronn reunite with Tyrion? I think that will happen at King's Landing. And the reason I say that is because the filming news we had, and I won't spoil anything necessarily, but I think there was some filming news that had some artwork that may have hinted a little bit at that. So I think they will meet again for sure. And I think it's going to be King's Landing.
Let's see.
Let's see. Mia, Danny needs to learn how to fight. You mean like physically? Yeah, that's true. But then again, if you're on the back of a dragon, she may not think so. But if the dragon gets taken out, yeah. Let's see. Is Azor Ahai 2 people, 9,000 CK? I think it's. I kind of mentioned this earlier. I think it is everybody coming together. I think if there has to be a label, it's kind of like John or Danny. You know, Danny's literal, John's the figurative one,
Right.
that fits it. But the show, they did do a few little tricks that I noticed watching it again in season 5 when he actually got stabbed about where he was, north and south and east and west, and some of those prophecy things from the books, the sunrises and stuff like that I think could be Quentin Martell. But yeah, I think the idea is it's more than just one savior of the world. It's people working together. I think that's his whole kind of thing about it.
Daughter of Ice and Fire there.
Daughter of Ice and Fire. Let's
What does that
see.
say? Try to
Hi,
ask-
Chris. Tried to ask my question 3 times. It's just not read. I'm sorry.
They're flying
They
through
are-
here, daughter.
Yeah.
It's nothing personal.
Yeah, believe me.
They're-
I wish I could like answer all of them, but this is flying by. I mean, we can't read them
Which is-
until I actually click something and stop it.
Exactly.
Let's see. So yeah, try again, please.
Now, I want to ask you something I was thinking about the other day. There's a dragon, okay, and it
Right.
is not being aggressive towards you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on one second. Are we buffering, or is it that's? No, we're good here. They're not dropping frames. Let me just check really quick. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Somebody said buffering, and it makes me, last time we had all these horrible
Yes, we did.
internet problems. Luckily tonight we looked like we were pretty good. All right. I'm not seeing. I think we're good. According to YouTube, we are good. We are not dropping frames. It is healthy, and we're, I think we're good. Okay.
I just, everybody's concerned about who these dragon riders are going to be.
Yes.
Have you thought about, if there's a dragon there and it's not aggressive towards you, and even it might kneel down and offer to let you get on it, okay?
Right.
We're assuming that everybody that's offered is just going to get on there and ride the damn thing. How scary would that be?
Oh, I know. It's insane, right?
And especially, I've ridden horses, and that can get scary. But this son of a bitch is up in the air, and I'm like,
yeah, and there's
we're
no
just assuming everybody's dying to get on one.
In the show,
I wouldn't ride one
yeah,
for shit.
in the show, there's no saddles or anything that we know of.
Right.
Yet. Unless that changes this year, because apparently one of the producers said they're going to be as big as 747s.
Oh my god!
Can you imagine? Damn, that's a big ass dragon. Doug Refresh. Oh, somebody having problems. I thought you said Dougie Fresh, Amber. That's one of the classics. I wish I could play that right now. Dougie Fresh.
Human beatbox.
Yes. If you're having an issue, just refresh, because we're good. We're good here on this end, and internet's good to go too. Yep, we're good. I think most people are saying okay, right? You're still hearing us okay?
Good.
Thank you, Brill. Love you too. James, you were super cute. Hey.
Who said that? Thank you so much. Something I don't hear much anymore.
Yeah, anybody that's having buffering issues, just try to refresh. It should be good, because we're YouTube is showing me that everything's good, internet's good, so not dropping any frames. Let's see. Tyrion did tell Bran he'd fly. Bloodraven did.
Yes.
Tyrion designed the saddle for him, which a lot of people think that's what that means, that Bran could possibly be a rider. And I started to think, what does it matter if there's having riders? What is it? Or do we really need 3 riders? Are we going to have 3 riders? Or does it really matter, since they kind of follow Danny anyway, and possibly Jon I think we will see Jon bond with the dragon in season 7, in a way.
Grab that one.
Let's see what we got. Piketty? Is that Piketty? 01? Someone asked if you had to be an American for the Patreon, or is it international?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't think there's any restrictions on that. I'm not sure how it would work as far as money goes, but I think it's international as far as I know. I've never had anybody ask that though, so I don't honestly know. I think it would be fine. If you go to patreon.com/smokescreenvids, it's in the description too, the links for all that stuff. I think it would tell you, and it would probably convert the money over properly. So
that's funny as hell.
What's that?
Kai Bennett, that's funny. Bran should die. He let Hodor, the rightful king, die.
Yeah, Kai. He.
I love some of these funny comments.
Yeah, it's kind of.
We all loved Hodor.
Bran's in a bad spot though. He didn't ask for any of this shit either though. But yeah, Hodor was the rightful king. And everybody's a damn rightful king.
Yeah, in that world right now.
3 missions require 3 riders. That is true, Big Cincy. If there are 3 separate missions, if there's some strategic stuff going on here, some tactics, some military style tactics, yes, they could be in 3 different places at once. And that's actually a good point. In the dance in Aegon's Conquest, I should say, they were usually in different places until the Field of Fire, and Aegon brought them all together and burned 4,000 men, and just like that.
Sorry guys, but sometimes questions come to me and I have to ask him. All right, the White Walkers avoid water, right? We've seen that.
Yeah, obviously,
except frozen water. Sorry.
Yes, I think so.
Now, is it just salt water, or could they trap them somewhere and bust a dam and flood?
Yeah, that's a good point. I think there's something with water. Obviously, Hardhome. We're assuming that's salt water because it's right there on the sea. So there's something with water, and we don't know if that involves all water. I think once it's ice form, they can control it, but I don't think they can actually manipulate water and freeze it like Sub-Zero style.
Because we've got to get
that maybe come into it.
Gets a lot of them at once.
And if you think about our little in-game theory about the God's Eye, it's an island surrounded by Water on all sides, dead center. So that's a good idea. Fire and blood. Yes. Let's see. Pre says, nope, everybody's a Targaryen, not a king. Yeah, I'm not. I guess I'm probably reading other conversations going on between you guys, but I'll just say that this is, yeah. If people are still confused about the king's blood, that really means Valyrian blood is all that really means. So anybody of that lineage, Targaryen being one of them, that would be king's blood according to Melisandre. Let's see. Yes, Karen, you made it. We did actually schedule this, I don't know, 10 hours ago, maybe a little less. So we thought about it this time a little bit. Next time I think we'll start going Sundays.
Yeah, I think we're going to start doing it Sunday as a routine.
So we'll just go ahead like on a Thursday or a Friday and schedule it or something like that, and make sure everybody's aware. Let's see. Let me pause this, or try to pause. I'm saying pause. Like I'm just clicking the little thing to get it to stop. Noreen Maris Q&A. How do you feel about the theory that Dany will be able to bear children again once the dragon dies? That's interesting. I didn't think about it in the sense of once the dragon dies, but I think she will be able to bear children again for sure. I think we got that hint at the end of A Dance with Dragons. They didn't really do that so much in the show. Well, they did mention that a little bit in the show. She told the cow that she couldn't bear children. I think that's going to be key. So I think that's going to happen. Kendra, we got a Kendra super chat.
Thank you, Kendra.
Kendra again, I think this is her second or third time.
I know it's at least her second.
Okay, thank you, Kendra, again. And thank you, Maddock, 1632. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Really brother. Appreciate that. Daughter of Ice and Kendra's question. Daughter of Ice and Fire's question is, she always wonders why people say Jon's last words were ghost. It was stick them with the pointy end, just trying to help a few fans out. Okay, so you're asking
about Jon's last words.
Yeah, his last words were ghost in the books because I think that's where he wargs. He accepts his power, because before this happens and he's stabbed, he's really rejecting this. He's had wolf dreams. And Melisandre senses power in him, and he resists it. We saw that in the show.
Yes.
But I think that's where he has to go. His consciousness or whatever, while his body is healed or resurrected or whatever. So that's why I think in the last words in the books is ghost.
He resists a lot.
He does.
When she straddled him,
yes.
I couldn't resist that.
No, I'm sorry. I mean, because you still love the dead girl. I mean, I don't know. It's
cannot wait to see her. It's
situational. Yes.
I'm just gonna go hug
her. But you were also saying when it was stick them with the pointy end. Well, I'm not sure. I mean, that's what he told Arya. Maybe I'm not following something. I'm not sure. So, hopefully that answers your question, Daughter of Ice and Fire, because I know, Kendra, you're typing for other people or something.
Yeah, I think so. I think she's just trying to help people out.
Okay, yeah, so thank you.
Thank you so much.
And KY Bennett just asked, Q&A, what would happen to the Zombie Mountain confronted the Night King? That's a good question.
We were wondering earlier
about if people were asking, can he be controlled by the Night King?
Since
technically
did.
He technically died, but does he need to die again? That's interesting. So but Zombie Mountain don't have a thing on him.
We're interested to find out the answer to that as well.
Absolutely. I think that's a possibility, since he technically died.
All right, let's see. Yeah, head smash. I could see that.
Yeah. He could try, but I think the Night King has a few tricks up his sleeve.
Joseph Walker, do you guys think that Bran will go to Winterfell first, or go find? Bam! It went away.
Oh, okay, I get it. I think I got it.
Joseph? Or go find and question Howland Reed to confirm information from his green site.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think he'll probably go to Winterfell first.
He will
going to see Jon, and then I think that kind of comes up in the end with Howland Reed, because I don't think Howland Reed is going to show up at Winterfell. I think Howland Reed is going to kind of be. Like, it could be the mirror thing that kicks it off, like I was talking about, or he's already knows what's going on somehow, and then he ends up confronting Jon probably at near the end of this thing. I'm thinking. Right. I think we're going to get that tease all damn season long, and Howland Reed's the one that kind of confirms that, because Bran can tell him, and not that Jon doesn't believe in magic, because he's seen a lot of shit. I mean, he's killed a White Walker himself. He knows they're magical beings. So I mean, you can see it both ways. He might not fully believe it, but I think along the way he gets like, all right, he meets Danny's dragons, and they're not scared of, they like him,
Right.
And people are going, wait a minute, that's odd.
Yeah.
Although in the books there's people that also have Valyrian blood, like Brown Ben Plum. He mentions like, I'm descendant of Targaryen or whatever. I have dragon's blood in me, and they like him. So I think John gets a little bit of that. We probably see the Ned thing in the crypts, and we see Lyanna's statue right there, and John's not even paying attention to it.
Yeah.
So we're going to get a lot of hints, and they're not ever going to fucking tell us.
And the DNA test says you are not. I mean, Targaryen. You are not Targaryen.
Yes, exactly. Oh, that's a good spoof video right there. That's a damn good spoof video. Let's see here.
Somebody mentioned, I wish I had some spare change, blah, blah, blah. Listen, we appreciate you just being here.
Yes,
Thank
absolutely.
you so much. These
Don't,
donations help us so much, but just being here, hanging with us,
Yes.
we appreciate that too.
yeah, believe me, we came on the last time live. I didn't even remember Super Chat was enabled. It was new. So believe me.
And it went bing, and we were like, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
Why
And
is there a
also,
comment like
I'm
that?
just wondering, really quick too. I haven't seen, and it may be. Let me do it. I'm going to do a test subscriber thing, so we see it pop up on the screen. Okay, this may be the problem because we hadn't seen any subscribers pop on the live
subscribers
stream.
pop up there and see a little zombie running or a little white.
Yeah,
running
which
across.
I'll change that stuff, but I think it may actually be just this. I think it might be Streamlabs having because I've seen the donation box go up a little bit, and that's a Streamlab donation, but something is going on with that. Yeah,
Sure is.
it's the website. Yep, because it's not seeing. I'm not seeing like
Because
people
we've
pop
got
up.
what, like 14 subscribers.
Yeah, there's
tonight?
been a
That's
little
awesome.
there's been a little surge since we started this live stream on the numbers, but I haven't seen it pop up. Yeah, it's. Let me just close that and reopen. I'm sorry guys, I'm just testing something here as we work out these little kinks.
Oh, that's all right.
But let's see. I know there's been a few subscribers since we started, but it's not popping up on the screen. Yeah, I don't know what's. I'll deal with it later, but yep. Okay. Oh well. I'll look at it later. No big deal. All right. Let's see. I just caught something there. I'm a long-time subscriber. If that helps, thank you, Carolyn Johnson. Appreciate that. Appreciate everybody.
Yeah, really do.
It's the
fun
thing
hanging
about
out
the
with
thing
y'all.
about YouTube and subscribers is, ultimately, technically the subscriber count is not a big deal, but it is because YouTube, when you put out a video, right, it sends out. It's supposed to alert anybody that's or put it instant. You get a subscriber feed, but it only alerts a few people. A very small percentage are like it alerts, and so a lot of people that are subscribed do not get alerts. But if it's 8 to 10% of subscribers of the base,
Yeah.
Obviously the more subscribers you have, the more people get to see your video quicker, which helps the video actually in the long run because of something called view velocity. So the faster your video gets views, the more it gets promoted by YouTube. So ultimately the
Okay.
subscriber number does actually help. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to click that button. We would be seeing it if that Streamlabs is working. We would be seeing it pop up live.
Deanna, watching from Japan, thank you so much.
Thank you, Pre. You didn't have to do that. You're already a Patreon as well. But
Pre?
thank you for the donation.
Did you have a question though? Because last time we had
that's true.
a letter like that.
There's a letter in front of the super chat thing there, and there's no question. So, Pre, if you have a question again, feel free to post it or.
And I'll be looking for you.
Let's see.
Travis McIntyre. Thank you
Travis.
so much, Travis.
Thank you, Travis. Appreciate that. And Travis says, I hope they throw Littlefinger out the moon door. I'd love to see. Yes.
That's what Chris wants too.
I actually said
Well,
the moon door would be great,
but you
but
were
I
saying
said
that
the window that Bran gets
Bran-
pushed out of.
that's
because
right.
Right now he's in Winterfell, and I think that's perfectly. I think that's perfect. That's irony, because technically Jaime pushed Bran, yes, but Littlefinger started this shit.
Started the bullshit.
And Catelyn acted on it, so it would be great if he went out that same window that Bran. I think somebody's going out that damn window, but the moon door would work too. I like to see the look on his face. So thank you, Travis. Thank you, Pre. No question, just love.
Oh,
Love you
thanks
back
so
in
much,
Pre is a contributor to moviepilot.com. So thank you, Pre, for all the help in the past. Really appreciate it, and the Patreon thing, obviously.
Long time sub. YouTube
Watching from Northern
told me
California.
you were live, so here I am. Maine. All right, thanks, Anna. I've been to Maine one time. I drove into Maine, turned around, and came back. Just to say I'd been to Maine.
Yeah.
But I was
Close.
up by the coast, and it
Right.
was just beautiful up there. It was in the fall, too.
Right. All right, let's see.
Charlize Q.
Yes, Charlize Q. Thank you. Q&A. In the new pictures out, what do you guys think John is doing in the crypt? Love you guys. Thank you so much,
Love you too.
Charlize. I don't think it's going to be the Liana thing. I don't think he's going to find out his parentage right there. I mean, they're going to tease that. I think, like I said earlier, I think somebody asked when we first started, that it's going to be like, all right, I'm going to say goodbye to my father and my family before I head out to go see, this new Dragon Queen.
Yes.
And he's going to be talking to Ned, or his statue, his crypt or whatever, and then Liana's going to be there close by, and we're going to see that shot, but it's going to tease us.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a tease shot.
As that scene fades away, they zoom in on her statue there.
Yeah, like he's going to say,
That'll look
goodbye,
great.
Father,
I
I'm
can see
headed
that.
off to save the world, blah, blah, blah. He walks by and the camera stays on Liana's face.
I hope you'd be proud of me.
Yes,
all this
exactly. And I can see that happening. It's like Dan and Dave going, that's what Dan and Dave's doing to us. They're giving us the finger. They're giving us all the finger.
Oh, man. Super chat. Karen Gates.
Super chat. Thank you, Karen. Who will eventually kill Littlefinger? My vote goes to Arya. I could definitely see Arya, but I could also definitely see Brienne. Brienne was ready to last time. So Arya, but Arya does fit. I think Sansa does give the order. Arya does certainly fit. She comes with the new skills and a new face, perhaps. There's no telling how that's going to happen. But I could see Arya or Brienne. But I said last time, I don't know if it was a Q&A or the first live chat we did.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be interesting if it was the Night King or White Walker, something supernatural?
Oh my!
Because he's just there for power. He don't care
Yes.
nothing about what's going. He don't know what's going on. He don't care. He don't believe it. I'm sure.
I totally see him jumping behind Sansa, like if there's like a little standoff.
Yes, he would be that guy.
Yeah.
To jump behind Sansa, I could see that too. Absolutely. Yep. But like he's rolling his eyes up there when John's talking about the true war to come. He's just like over there looking at Sansa, still like rolling his eyes. He's not even paying attention to the real threat. That would be kind of ironic too.
Somebody said you don't think he'd be down there visiting Rickon since Rickon just died.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. Rickon, and because he did say last season, bury Rickon beside my father. They'll all be in the same little location.
Yeah,
I
he'll
think
be there with them all.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant. Ned, Rickon, and all those. His immediate family.
Damn good question.
Who we got?
Andrew Van Fossen, and I've read
Andrew,
that name before.
there he is. Haven't seen you in a while, Andrew. Thank you. Q&A. Who is smarter, Littlefinger, Tyrion, or Varys?
I want to hear your answer to this.
I'm telling you right now. I'd immediately say Tyrion.
Really?
I would say Tyrion. They're all super intelligent. But we've already seen Tyrion trick Littlefinger and Varys and Pycelle.
Damn good answer,
Tyrion,
Chris.
yes, I think it's Tyrion by far. But not by far. I mean, they're smart people.
They
but
are
the thing,
smart,
Tyrion is relying on other people as far as learning other people personally. Varys and Littlefinger rely on spies and birds, and you know what I mean. They're very smart, obviously. They're very intelligent.
You know how I am with names. Is it Missandei or whatever?
Missandei.
She speaks a bunch of languages, right?
Yes.
So she's smart too. I think she.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I think she could be included in that.
That's true. We just don't want to see her shine as much being.
I know.
Being a big
I think
player.
she's smart as they come, and her and Tyrion hanging out. That's just awesome to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Seth Hammer says, "Why do people hate Dany so much?" Yeah, I
see the hate too.
I've
I
never
don't
understood
understand
that either. I mean, I can see, she's kind of a brat a little bit in the books, but she's a kid. I mean, she's 13 years old when this thing starts, and what I've always said to that is, I can understand it to a degree, but I mean, at the same time, look how much she's grown. Look how much she's learned. She went through all this stuff. She was sold off,
Exactly.
essentially to Drogo, but she learned about. Good night, Ashley. Good night. Thanks for hanging out.
And you're welcome, Andrew.
And yes, thank you. But yeah, she's learned so much and she's grown. She learned about slavery and how to abolish it and became this abolitionist and all these things. So yeah, she's makes some Mad King moves, but she's doing great things. She's freeing people. So I I've never understood the Dany hate either.
I can understand him not loving her.
Yes.
But hating her, I can't understand it.
Yeah. I mean, they're obviously playing her up really big as this savior, just like Jon. So let's see. Q&A. Well, I lost it.
Oh, Bria Harris.
Oh, Bria.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bria. We got a super chat. Bria says, "Hi, Chris. I said you know to Tyrion and Daenerys relationship, but at least they will hook up one night stand." I mean, I don't think so. I mean, Tyrion kind of looked a little love struck there when he got the hand of the queen pin. Like he really,
man.
but I think it was more of a he really believes in her now, because he was skeptical when Varys told, like, we're going to meet this dragon queen. I think you'd be perfect for her, and I think it was more of like, you're the real fucking deal. Yes. I think it was one of those.
That's exactly what his eyes were saying.
Exactly. That's what I think.
You are the real fucking deal.
And Big Cincy, thank you, Big Cincy.
Thanks so much, brother. Much love.
Q&A, do you think that the Starks used the Crypts to build an army to fight the White Walkers to be controlled by a future Stark via warging? Interesting. I think that's a good idea, but I think if it goes back to what I said earlier a little bit, if you think about it and do the math, and of course it's not...
That's getting deep.
It's not spot on. Yeah, that is pretty deep. There's just not enough Kings of Winter / Stark Lords of Winterfell after Aegon's conquest to really do anything.
Compared to what we've seen, the size of that army there again.
Because, like I said, we had a discussion on Twitter the other day, and somehow it got into how many people you think are in the crypts, and I was like, let me do some quick math. So I just kind of said like an average, probably a 35 to 40 year lifespan, divided over 8,000 about 8,000 years.
Yeah.
And it comes up to about 200 and, 74?
Right.
Or 270. There's not that many people in the crypts in the first place. There just can't be, just by math. Assuming that there was and that's assuming every single one is in there. Every single King of Winter that died there, or Lord of Winterfell. So. All right, we have been going for 2 hours. Wow. And we still have 416 people.
That's great, man.
Wow. Let's see. Sansa the next Night's Queen, truly.
Nicole Huffman, you're going to?
Think it's
Kannapolis?
possible.
That's awesome. Come see us. We'll be at a booth. We have our own booth there.
I think it's possible, truly. I think, not necessarily Sansa, but maybe Cersei. There's a lot of questions because we do have that Night's Queen story, so it's certainly a possibility that there is one, and maybe that's why they're coming in the first place. And what was that? I'm sorry, I was...
Somebody said, I can't wait to see you guys at Con of Thrones.
Yes, we will be at Con of Thrones. I don't know exactly where yet, but we will have a booth in the vendor alley, I think they're calling it, or something like that. So I'll get the details to you guys before that happens.
Somebody says about the NBA playoffs going on. Who do we have?
It's going to be,
a rematch.
Yes, it's going to be a rematch. And hopefully this time they won't blow a 3-1 lead.
I know.
And I'm not a fan of either team. Don't get me wrong. I don't have a horse in the race.
Cleveland, after that comeback, they got my vote. I think Cleveland's going to roll with it.
Yeah, they've been having trouble the second half of the season, so it's hard to say. But I don't have a horse in the race. I don't watch the NBA anymore because there's no defense. I just don't. I watch the finals, and I do watch some playoff stuff, but I don't like I used to. When they changed the rules, I just couldn't deal with it. Haymaker 710, thank you, sir. The Iron Bank will have its due. They'll try. Yes. They'll try. And like I said, the only thing they can do is really back Dany to get Cersei because that they don't have an army.
Thanks a lot, Haymaker.
Zacatron 300 says, "Who will use Heartsbane in the Great War?" I said this in the Dragon Part 4, I think it was. I believe we've got so many now. I'm confused. But I think that goes into our little in-game theory with the name Heartsbane. That could be the Nisa thing, not with Dany necessarily, but actually the Night King perhaps. Maybe Jon and Dany, if there is some kind of Nisa sacrifice. But I don't believe in one magical flaming sword. I don't, if that makes sense. But I think it will be used. Sam has it. It's going to be used. And it's the name of it's Heartsbane.
James, where are you and Chris from? I'm going to bug you till you tell. We are from North Carolina.
North Carolina. Yep.
Born and raised.
That's it. Let's see. And
you're not bugging me, by the way.
No.
Just keep asking.
Yeah.
If we miss it, keep asking.
Yeah, Iontron. Yeah. Iron Strong. The NBA is defense optional resort. You're damn right. It's not been the same since they changed the rules. It's just not the same game. You can't even hand check. I mean, it's ridiculous. Brill says maybe not a got relevant question, but when will you guys reveal your hair?
100,000 subscribers.
100,000, I said, and again, I did not plan this. This was on y'all. This was y'all's thing.
They've been wanting to see what's under your hair.
I swear, when I started this channel, the first video I ever did, it was literally just okay. I had shower hair, but I'm going to do a video tonight, and I'm gonna sit down and try this video thing, and I just threw a hat on. That was really it, and it just kind of stuck.
Somebody asked if James, I guess me, is a Targaryen. I'm more of a wildling.
Yeah, yes, that's it. Yeah, he is the
Peace, John Hampton.
Yeah. Ah, Haymaker was at Fort Bragg. Cool, when you was in the Army. Cool.
Very
Thank you for your
cool.
service, first of all.
Thank you
And
so
yes,
much, brother, man.
know a lot of chaps around Fort Bragg. I used to train in Chapel Hill, martial arts I'm talking about, and I trained with a good friend of mine. Actually, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Naked and Afraid, the survival show. I had a friend and a former training partner. He was in the Army as well. He was on that show. A guy named Hakeem did really, really well in the regular Naked and Afraid couples. And then it went on the
he
XL.
made it no problem. I don't think he had any problem.
He breezed through and built the awesome little house with the fireplace and the door, and it was awesome. And then he went on the Naked and Afraid XL, and he had horrible, horrible cramps and had to tap out. But he did great. He's a tough dude.
That's not the real Lala gig, is it?
Lala gig, James, you know nothing? I don't know. Everybody's pictures are changing.
I know. I don't think so. But I don't. I really don't. As far as
What, James, you know
compared
nothing?
to Chris,
Yeah, see, Celine said, I'm the edge from you two. Yeah, yeah.
But no, I don't mind that.
That's my second job. But
I don't know too much, but I'm learning every day, and my role is just to support this guy and pick his brain and help him bring that out to you guys.
yes, believe me, it is needed. There may be some stuff in there, but it's got to be brought out. It's scattered. Doc Holiday again, man. Thank you.
Wow, Doc.
You don't have to do that there. Littlefinger betrays and kills Sansa, and Arya takes Sansa's face and kills Littlefinger. Wow, man, that's a twist. If we have to lose a Stark, I can see
happens, if Sansa kills Littlefinger, now I'm going to be waiting for the reveal. Now that question has been asked, I'll be thinking, is that
Yeah, you're going.
you know,
right.
is that Arya?
Yeah, you're going to wait and see if the face comes off.
Right.
Doc Holiday at the strip club. Farrar said. Yes. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Make it rain up in here. No, and God, don't feel obligated for this stuff. I just want to make sure that's clear. We just enjoy doing it.
That's
we
right.
Really, really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And it will definitely help with actually getting the Con of Thrones.
It does help us see your question because they go by so fast.
Absolutely.
But when you do that, it highlights the whole thing.
And puts it in a separate little box down here, a super chat box, so I can actually just scroll down and see it without all the scrolling. What's Nightbot doing? I hadn't seen him. Is he silencing people? Again, if you've just tuned in recently, Nightbot is like just an automated administrator or moderator, I should say, and he'll like time you out for certain things, and I can change that. But it's like too many caps or certain words and stuff like that. George says, "Thank you, George. $5.
Thank you so much.
Does
George.
Ice and Fire refer to Ice and Lightbringer?" No, I mean I think it's pretty straightforward. I think it refers to Targaryen Stark.
Right.
I think that's the two biggest houses.
Starks
That's
are
what he
ice,
writes these.
Targaryens are fire.
Yeah, I mean I think it's that simple. I mean the biggest houses in the show. He does the history on the Targaryens in these side books like Fire and Blood. That's going to be coming out. That's what he loves to write about, is really building up Targaryen and Stark lore versus the other ones. You have other major houses like
Right.
And all that. But yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward. I don't think
That's the two houses where the magic dwells.
yes, and we have the old Pact of Ice and Fire in history that never happened that was supposed to happen, and I think that's what just happened.
That is what just happened.
It just happened 14 years ago in the book, or 15 or so in the books, as far as John being born, that fulfilled that pact. So I think that's what it refers to. I don't know. Nightbot sounds sexy. Mike, Mike is the commenter of the week, usually every week on every video, and he's usually first or close to it. Let's see.
And Celine, you're doing great. Thank you
Nightbot
so
has
much.
nasty comments. I have to check and see what he's saying. I just see him throwing out, please subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's see.
We've actually talked about that.
Yeah, okay, Faber Soul, is it Faber Soul? It's going by so fast. Faber Soul says, what if Arya wears the Mountain's face? Yeah, that she gained muscle. Yeah, we talked about that last time. I don't think so. We talked about there's supposedly some different levels to that as far as the magic involved, and it would have to be that third level where you actually gain mass and size and height. And I don't think that. To me, it doesn't fit. I mean, although there is magic in the story, I don't think so. But that's just really an unknown. But it's certainly possible. Let's see. We get to the bottom more. Q&A. Chris, do you start reading the books before or after the show started? Francisco, thanks for asking. Funny enough, I'm going to answer that in the next video, because we just recorded that last night. We have a little something different coming out.
Yeah,
and
we
actually
do.
talk about our Game of Thrones stories, and we're asking you guys some things as well. So that's coming. We just recorded that.
Yeah, the next video that comes out, we have questions for you.
Yep.
So.
Amber, hey now, Chris, I try, but you post them at 3 a.m. Yeah, I know. No, I actually, well, sometimes. I try to actually schedule them. If you see a video coming out in Eastern time, 11, 12, 1, 2 o'clock, those are actually scheduled. I try to schedule them for the best release time, and that seems to fit with multiple time zones as far as YouTube and analytics, so those are scheduled.
How much is a Smokescreen t-shirt?
Smokescreen t-shirts are $20, I think. No, right? No, yeah, a t-shirt is 20 on if you're talking about the like this one and the other designs. I think it's 20, and then there's hoodies on there and mugs and stickers, and there will be some more products coming out on Teespring as well this year, like 50 new products supposedly.
And if you buy
phone
one,
cases and all that stuff.
let's see a picture of you sporting your Smokescreen gear. That would be really cool.
Yes, if anybody goes to the Teespring store and happens to get something, a design T-shirt, and there's women's styles or different colors. Yes, tag me on Twitter, Facebook, whatever, with your mugs, your shirts. There's going to be hats coming soon, all that good stuff. So,
Cullen 93, get off YouTube and go to bed. You have class in 4 hours.
Who said that? Cullen 93? Oh, Cullen 93. Lads, I've got college in 4 hours. Yes. Go get some sleep.
So tell me to go to bed or I'll stay up all night or something like that.
Go to bed.
Yeah.
School is more important. Go to bed.
We will be back.
Finish your schooling. Get edumacated. I just saw a Mike. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike Bushnell. Appreciate it.
That is cool.
Best Game of Thrones channel on YouTube.
Thanks so
I really
much.
appreciate it, and I do appreciate every comment you make early on every video, because they're
They're
smart
awesome.
ass and they're hilarious.
They are.
And that fits me perfectly. So I appreciate smart ass comments. I do. I love wit. And Sharmilla, is that
Williams.
Sharmilla Williams? Thank you. Just to help you get to Con of
Unbelievable.
Thrones.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That's
We need it. We're going.
a big help.
We are going.
Yes.
I just don't know if we're going to be sleeping in Chris's car and eating Vienna sausages and potted meat.
That's right. Oh man.
Yeah, we've already got the booth reserved, guys. So any of you that got here late, just know we're going to be there. Come out. Pick a day. Come hang out and stop by the booth and say hey.
Yeah, we'll be there for sure. It's just a matter of working out the final details, and we'll probably have a co-sponsor. We'll be there. It's just us, but we'll tell you all the details once we get it as far as where we're actually going to be to.
Right, and he's running the kissing booth if we don't make enough on this. If we don't make enough on this.
Well, yeah, I don't. You know, this may not be working either. If you guys see this little, the Con of Thrones little, donation box there, that's the same thing as Streamlabs. That's actually, if you donate through the Streamlabs link in the description, that will actually go up. But I haven't seen it move except for once early on, and so it may be broke because it's the same thing that does the little notifications on subscribers.
Okay.
So yeah, if I'm. Yeah, we're not even seeing it pop up. So the test is not even working. So it may not even be updating. We could be getting donations there, and I would have no idea. So if you have donated on the Streamlabs end of things, I have not seen a notification. Thank you, because it's not just. It currently should pop up live, but it's currently not working on the website apparently. So thank you.
All the same.
Yes. So if you have donated again on the Streamlabs link, I have not seen it.
Is that questions that are coming through with them?
Wait a minute. Okay, so on the Streamlabs site, I can see when I go to the donation, I do see. Okay, and I can't see. I just see LJW8993, $5. Will there be a truce at the God's Eye between men and White Walkers or magic? Yeah, and, magic and N Dow. That was our. That was the guess. Is the God's Eye for sure? And I think part of me wants to say that there's going to be a repeat of history and a truce because, like, who's to say the White Walkers don't deserve to live either? They were created.
True.
But I can also see it the other way where it all goes away, magic dies, and it kind of and the system changes. And man has a chance to make it right if they don't make the same mistakes again. So I see it both ways. It's hard to say. And then another question.
Oh, it says, thank you for what you do. Another thought about the Night King in Winterfell. Since it's believed the Night King is a Stark, could he possibly leave Winterfell alone?
Yeah, so that's Chell Dog, I think. Thank you. And also Stacy27, thank you. And then LJW8993, thank you very much for the con. But yeah, that's an interesting thought.
That is an interesting thought.
But think about this though. If he is a Stark, he would be a Proto Stark well before the Winterfell was built.
Right.
So there was no House Stark back then when he was created. He wouldn't necessarily have known. Now he may know now if he's got green seer abilities. Maybe he does know because he could have seen the future and saw that he had become part of this house.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's hard to say. It's a good thought. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm just checking something really quick. I guess we're still being heard okay and everything. No frames dropped. Alrighty, let me just check something real quick. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, it's Streamlabs is having an issue right now, so I'm not seeing anything live as far as subscribers and donations through that site. So anyway, guys, appreciate it if you actually are using that. All right. Let's see. Peter Wozy, I've been putting off going my old ducks for well over an hour now. I'm meant to be prepping for a house repaint. This is too interesting. I can't stop watching. Yeah, Peter, appreciate you hanging out with us. I know we're on 2 hours and 21 minutes.
Yeah.
I guess we kind of need to start wrapping this thing up here. I think it's actually 12:24 Eastern time, midnight. I don't know. Are you tired? I'm
not tired. I can do another session. I can do another round. I have a question that's kind of retarded probably, but I'll ask it.
What do you guys want to do? You want to hang out a little more? You want us to take a quick break, go to the men's room and all that good stuff, and hang out a little longer?
We're drinking this Sun Drop. It's running through.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we'll be glad to hang out a little longer.
Hello, Meesum.
Hello there. Nightbot's getting on Amber. Don't stop with the symbols.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll adjust Nightbot for things, but you gotta have him. Okay, we'll take 5 and keep going. Okay.
Thank you, Doug.
We'll do that. Yeah, and be sure, guys, if you've just been getting here in the last 20, 30 minutes and haven't said, be sure to hit that like button, and it helps the video because this will post as a video. And be sure to subscribe. We just can't see it live because the whole Streamlabs thing where it alerts us to a subscriber or a donation is just not working on their site, which is fine. But be sure to subscribe if you hadn't, because it does help with videos as far as their view velocity.
Yeah, they're all saying hang out. So let's take a break. And,
Okay.
Yeah, I got
okay.
another round.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate
sure.
that. Another round. Okay. So Mike says another round with his another donation. Thank you, sir.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, we'll do that.
Thanks.
We'll do another quick break and get into the drink and we'll be back in just a few minutes. So thanks, guys.
Come on, Riddick.
Stand by to activate the time machine. Set it for the year 2000 BC. Bring up the voltage to 1 million. Thermal gauge 40.5. Stand by to activate the cycle reactor. Stand by to operate the time machine.
Yes, sir.
Set the kilotron at 991.875. Activate the cycle reactor. Good. Tracking the fourth dimension, shifting back into time. Going into BC, 10, 20, 30.
Captain, we're heating up down here.
Increase milliphase. 100, 200, 300. Captain, we're gonna blow! Steady, jet. 18, 19, 2000. Cut the cycle reactor and lock it.
All right. We are back. Good to go. Everybody's still here. Can hear us.
Cool. Hope you can. All right.
All right. So we'll do another round here. Can't stay on too much longer, but these are fun to do. All right.
Vegas, baby.
Black Sabbath. Yeah, I wish I could play some good music without getting copyrighted. Getting tagged. So got to use the non-copywritten.
South Australia. Very cool. This is so cool hanging out with people all around the world,
It's
man.
crazy. Yeah, we got Washington, Los Angeles, Michigan, Australia, New York.
Weak bladders.
Yeah. No, it's more of it's not really that necessarily. It's just standing up from sitting here in this hard stool and straight.
How bad does wildfire burn when you piss it out?
Yeah, you don't want to. You can't handle sun drop, man. What is this? What is Nightbot doing? Sewer scum. Nightbot calls people names.
Yeah, somebody
That's
said
changed.
they said something suck it a while ago or something.
Oh shit! Well, I need to check that. I don't know if they're funny. I'll leave it, but it's just a bot. So I didn't know it was doing that.
How will Howland make his entrance and to whom? His entrance. And
His
to
entrance.
Whom?
Yeah, I think who was that?
That's probably been asked.
Pennyman again. Yeah, how will Howland make his entrance and to whom? I think it's the God's Eye, or at least like the final kind of, I don't know, last couple episodes or pages or chapters when they're heading to the God's Eye. I think maybe John finds out he's got to go there from Howland, or he finds out he's got to go there and Howland's already there.
Right.
That's just what I think, because there's a reason that he's not been to Winterfell twice now that he should have been there. He should have been there with Rob, and he should have been there with John.
Right.
But he sent his kids, so that he's not just hanging around Greywater Watch taking care of the neck. So we just got Travis. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Travis.
McIntyre. Thank you so much, brother.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I see your comments all the time. I don't think Bran will tell John his heritage now that he's three-eyed Raven / Lord of Light. Maybe he doesn't want to be the head of Winterfell, especially since he didn't so well the last time he was ahead of it. That's true, but then again, why did he get that vision, and why was it important for him to get that vision? I think he's got to find out. Obviously, he saw that because it's important for the end game, right? He's getting John's the prince that was promised, in a sense, for the one person that you want to label that, him and Dany. So does he use that information to save the world, or does he just hold it? Does he need to hold it? That's I don't know.
And we have to trust him that he makes the right
decision. Because he believes the world's on his shoulders right now.
Yeah.
Just like Melisandre believes the world's on her shoulders. And in a way, it is. So I think John's kind of got to find out and it may not be Bran. You may be right. It may not be Bran.
Somebody said, Nightbot said, mess with the best, die like the rest.
Yeah, I mean, I used to use like I said, I use Nightbot on the gaming channel, but I haven't really streamed a game in a while. I've been so busy with the main channel, and I never saw it start talking back. It usually just says, you've been, time out for 5 minutes, 5 seconds, or 10 seconds, or whatever.
Mike Bushnell, P to the C to the P.
Mike, when the Smokescreen video is rolling, he's pulling out the angel dust, the weed, and the beer, and enjoying that shit. Let's see. Eric Larson, Q&A. Who would each of you choose to represent you in a trial by combat? The champion could be dead or alive. No sword of the morning. Okay, that's what's obviously. Yeah, Arthur Dane would be mine. Yes. Good question, Eric. Damn. Right now, if it depends on the time again. If I can't pick, if you're going for any time in history, man, I would have to say. I don't know, man. There's so many great fighters. You have Sir Barristan, you have Oberyn, the Red Viper.
That's the one on top of my list right now.
Yeah, Arthur Dane, obviously, but you're saying we can't use that for this this little experiment. But Mike says smoking a blunt now. So I don't know, man. I would say if it's right now in the story, the Mountain. I mean, he's pretty damn unstoppable, although Oberyn being, but I don't know. Sir Barristan's still alive in the book, so he would be my second choice, probably behind
If he
Dane.
said dead or alive, I'm going to go with Oberyn.
Yeah, not a bad choice.
That was a
Not a bad choice at all.
That was a cakewalk.
It was until he started talking shit.
Yep.
He had to talk shit, and I knew it. I remember screaming at that episode. You know, like, get away, just talk shit over there.
Jackson.
Yeah, Sir Duncan. That's
Thank you.
obviously another great one. He became the King's Guard and everything for Aegon V. Let's see. Woodwalker says, let me pause, I keep saying pause it, like there's a pause button. Any tie between Jon killing Corn half-hand and now his hand of the king is Davos, who has a half of a hand. That's interesting. That could have been foreshadowing a long time ago.
Wow.
And when I get to that episode in that series, that's exactly what I would mention, because that was exactly what I was thinking about it.
It's a great question.
That is awesome. Yes. Literally a half hand. How about Jaime in his prime? Yes, he would be up there too for sure, for damn sure. But he was under Barristan Selmy, and so I'd have to go with Selmy during this time. Even Bronn would be a good choice for that too.
Hell yeah, a really good one.
Yeah, I think he's a badass sellsword. Let's see. Ian says, Q&A, who and which arcs will be written out of season 7 in order to make room for new characters? I think we're basically down to what we have, and I think, I don't think we're going to see any more cuts, so to speak, because we already have Victarion, for example, being cut.
Good night, Lala.
Good night, Lala. Thank you for hanging out. And yeah, James didn't take it that way, by the way. I saw your message. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see any more major cuts, because I think that was the whole point of season 5, killing off Dorne. And Euron may be, I think he'll be a little less than the books, because we don't have Victarion and all that stuff and the whole drama. We don't have Aegon and all that stuff with the Targaryens supposedly, or Blackfyre, Fagon. So I think I think the pieces we have is what gets whittled down from there, if that makes sense.
Taylor Corley, I don't know if you're new, but go back and check out Dragon Raised by Wolves, parts 1 through 4. We did a whole series on how we think the end will unfold.
Yes, based around Jon Snow, but yeah, there are 2 options at the end there, or my picks. Chris and James, Chris, am I spelling your name right? Yes, Amber, you are. That is right. Chris. Let's see here. Andy, who runs
the Reach and Dorne?
Q&A. Andy Perkins said Q&A. Who runs the Reach and Dorne at the end of the story? Dorne, it almost made me think when I first thought about that. It's hard to say with the books, because Doran Martell is still there. He's still alive. There's still a Dorne storyline. So I don't know if that changes all that much and how he's going to be involved in the show. I don't even know if they'll really address that. I thought actually that in some way Arya, because she named her direwolf Nymeria, which is the Queen of the Roin that conquered Dorne and all that stuff in the first place.
Right.
So it's hard to say, because the books are really so far behind. We just don't have any information to go off of.
Good night, Charlize Q. Thanks for the donation. I appreciate that.
Yes, thank you very much. Good night. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. Let's see.
Oh, Kai Bennett. I've seen that question come a few times through here. Do you think there's any Valyrian steel qualities to the throne? We've talked about that before.
So Kai, you're saying Rhaegar Forge that non smelt? Yeah. I don't think there would be, because I do think that it was just the swords, because there were never that many Valyrian steel swords. So I definitely think it's there's probably not Valyrian steel there. But I will say, like I said before, that was my little theory or guess, that at the end of this thing, Dany will have this thing melted down, being the symbol of all this bullshit, if that makes sense. So I think it will get melted down, but not for Valyrian steel.
Check the 3D Zine R right there, and we've kind of discussed this before. If the Night King gets killed, do you think that will end their race and or even heal or cure binging/cold hands?
Yeah, that's a good question. We've talked a little bit about it. We've talked about a possibility, and we said this many moons ago as far as the Night King and Dragon, part 1, I think, or 2, where it's possible that he wants to get that thing pulled out of his chest, and there's only one person who can do that for some reason, magical reason. But I would think that if he dies or gets, I think that magic simply ends, and I think
we'll see the the reaction or the repercussions of that immediately.
Yes, I would think so. I would think so. So I would, in that sense, because it is kind of children magic, but they're gone. At least in the show, I feel like there's still children left at the Isle of Faces, which we're talking about the end game. But I think if he dies, or the children for that matter, I think that magic goes away.
The dead drop back dead, and all the other.
But because I think this is what threw the balance off anyway. When the Night King was created, it was almost like nature said, no, you can't do that. This is out of bounds. And that was the nuclear option, and that's why the seasons are off in the first place. And I think that would get back everything to normal, hence A Dream of Spring. So, Bobalot, Q&A, would the Iron Bank hire the Faceless Men to take out Cersei? Possibly, but that's a good thought, because they can certainly do that since they don't have an army. But typically they back somebody else who would do that, so that's certainly a possibility. But the point being, I was going to say with that is, if you just kill Cersei and the Lannisters, they don't get their money anyway. So they usually back somebody that will pay them back. But and then again, does Dany need gold? I don't think Dany needs any riches right now.
Wendita 7. Watch the next video.
Wendita 6. Oh,
remember that. Watch the next
Wendita,
video.
okay, 7. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about a few little things in the next video. It's a little different from our regular. It's not a regular Q&A. Okay, we got Felony.
Thanks,
Felony 625 Q&A. Do you think Stannis will win Battle of Ice in books? I think it's possible because I'm not sure honestly, but I think it's possible because that could cause a little strife. He beats the Boltons versus Jon, and then Jon has to come down there and unite people in a kind of a different way in the books without having his seat, without being king in the North. But I can also see it going the exact same way, but Stannis has either he could simply die, but I think that Martin may do something different with Stannis. I don't really know what that is, but he's kind of hinting at that he may have a little twist in the books.
Cool.
But yeah, as of right now, Stannis is heading to Winterfell and not dead.
Steph says, will we see Greywater Watch?
I don't think so, and the only reason I say that is because I think the Howland thing, like we were talking about before, I don't think he's there. I think he is at the God's Eye, or because he's been there before, the Tourney of Harrenhal. I think he plays in the end game at the God's Eye, so I don't think Greywater Watch is really important enough. Maybe we'll see it, but it's not in the sense of we need to spend a lot of time there, because I don't think he's there. I think that's why he was never at John's thing, his coronation, you want to call it that, and Rob's for that matter. He just sent his children to swear fealty so he could do something else. There's a reason he didn't go there. When you had all the lords in the North, especially around Jon the second time, and there's something that important with the White Walkers coming, and they all pretty much believe it because they're from the North, then he should be there. But there's a reason he's not there, and I think that's because he's not at Greywater Watch. So it's kind of like one of those things, like a shy. We're going to hear about it, but not really see it. And I could be completely wrong. Mike Bushnell, Hound will survive the whole series, opens a chicken restaurant. I could see that too.
Oh, I love it.
Hound's Fucking Chickens. Oh, that's awesome. Will Arya marry? From Big, let me stop that to see your name. Big Kev 619. Will Arya marry? I think she could, but I also go back to always she says, I don't want to be a lady. I don't want to be the lady of a holdfast. But everybody wants to see her and Gendry get together.
I think he's going to break down her wall.
Yes, I think we talked about a little bit before about him at least getting her back on the right track.
HFC. KFC.
That's right. Hounds fucking chickens. That's right. But yeah, so I think I don't think I think Gendry will turn her around, but I don't think that'll actually happen. It's almost too happy of an ending, where you have Tyrion and Sansa getting back together happily ever after.
True.
John and Dany, if they go that route, or John and Arya, because that was the original plot. Once they find out they're not brother and sister,
and no way he's writing it so that everybody lives happily ever after.
That's right. And the original plot was a love triangle with Tyrion, John, and Arya.
Prepare to have your heart broken if you're set on somebody getting together and marrying.
Pre says, last try, promise. Okay, I see it, Pre. I see it. I see one. Let me find it again. Q&A, will we ever see an explanation on camera for the Night King changing that baby back in season 4, I think? I think, as far as I know, I think it was just an explanation of what they're doing with those babies. That was just kind of answering that question. Like we saw.
This is what's been happening all these years.
Yes, exactly. I think that's all they were really telling us, because we heard them say, "Where are the sons?" Right, when the Night's Watch went there, and they were like, "Wait a minute, where's all the sons at?" And we kind of heard about it. Then John Cena baby taken, and that kind of just answered that question about where they've been going all this time.
You said John Cena.
John Cena?
You said John Cena baby.
Oh, John Cena baby. Yeah, John Cena. That's the North Carolina in me. John Cena. John Cena baby. Yes, Pri, you're welcome. I'm glad I saw it this time. And again, I apologize, guys. We can't. They fly by. Let's see. We'll go about 10 more minutes.
Sounds good to me, yeah.
About 10 more minutes. Because I know you guys it's late for some of you guys. It's getting late for us.
There's
too.
Cameo busting up in here at the last minute.
Where you been?
Baby.
Yeah. She's like busting up in here late. Mike, John Cena, baby. You couldn't see a John Cena, baby.
Oh, that's
Timothy
right.
said.
You couldn't.
That's right. You can't see me. And I don't even watch wrestling anymore. Why wasn't Brienne in the Battle of Bastards? Trevor says that. Yes, exactly. It was insane to me how she didn't make it back in time for that. But I guess that there's a reason for it.
Just remember.
What, Celine?
Yeah, just remember that.
Okay.
Right there.
Oops.
So, well, yeah, why wasn't she there, you think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was almost like because I think it was because Sansa was in the Littlefinger camp with the veil and all that stuff. And if Brienne was there, she'd be like, why ain't you telling them about the veil?
Good point.
So they kind of used that as the plot of like she didn't get back in time.
Good point.
To create the drama. I hope that makes sense.
That does make sense, yeah.
That's just my opinion, but I think that's probably what they did. Where was I at with the...
Go up there to Celine. There you go.
Celine from Patrick Haynes. Q&A, what do you think of the human army using wildfire-coated blades to fight the whites, inspired by Thoros? I think that's a good possibility. I think that we'll see Thoros do that because and that's kind of why they showed us him doing that, previously. So I think that's a possibility because they will tell them for sure. That's what they do know.
Yes.
Is that fire is the only thing that stops the whites. Now, not the White Walkers.
Right.
But yes, if there is a war, yes, light them on fire. I think wildfire will come into play because there's just not enough dragon fire.
Oh, no problem, Celine. Thanks for helping us.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. She's like the super moderator.
I know. It's unbelievable.
Like she's telling people to like and subscribe and donate. And
how far do you think the White Walkers will get? That's from Steph. The Veil?
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see snow in Dorne.
Wow.
And plus the winter's coming anyway, but obviously they bring more cold or make it colder and all that stuff. It's kind of hand in hand. But yeah, I definitely know we'll see King's Landing with snow. We did see the vision from Dany, which is a possible future, not necessarily written in stone, but we will see snow in King's Landing. So if it can get that far south, I can see it in Dorne. I can see it snowing in the Water Gardens. And now, will they show us that in the show? Probably not. They'll probably never show Dorne again, but you get the point. Nomad says, I'll donate if I can eat all the chickens in this room. Hey, eat them up. Eat them up. rest in pieces. Nightbot's like cussing people out. Big Eye 16.
Big Kev.
Oh,
That's
Big Kev
again.
Warning for caps. Rest in pieces. What is Nightbot doing? He's gone rogue. He's
gone rogue.
I'm gonna have a chat with Nightbot after this. You know, I don't know. It's kind of funny.
Oh
though.
my god.
Let's see, Matthew Q&A. Do you think that with how the Dorn storyline went down in the show, it will foreshadow the Dorn storyline in the books, making it a Shaggy Dog? Yeah, I possibly, but I think there's a little more to Dorn in the sense of possibly the Dorn master plan, if you believe that, and also will we get some answers about the damn lemon tree,
right?
Lemongate. You know, a lot of people think that's a mistake, but there's too much association with lemons and Dorn and Danny's past. So I think there's a little more info to come from Dorn in the books. So I don't think it goes down the same way in the books. I mean, eventually, possibly, as far as just all-out death and, all of a sudden the bastard sand snakes, are running. I could see something like that, but I think we'll see some differences there and some answers, hopefully.
We're assuming that this world is round, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Because somebody said, is there a chance the White Walkers could attack from the south?
No, yeah, I mean that's been a big question of speculation because we used to have now George R. R. Martin has said that Essos is not connected on the west side the east side to Westeros in any way. He said that. Now
it would have to be wrapped pretty.
Yeah, I mean,
far,
but this has got to be a giant damn planet because if you think about how long Essos is, it's insane.
Yeah.
But there's a question about that because there are 5 forts in Essos. It's essentially another wall in a way, but they're not. It's not a wall, but it's 5 forts protecting the big red waste area. And people have speculated, of course, because the Azor Ahai and Prince that was promised and all those things come from Essos, so they've seen a long night too, maybe. Because that's where all the Ashai, and all those lands over there apparently have experienced this, and that's where all the prophecy comes from. So, wouldn't that be some shit if they came around in the other way? But there's no way apparently to get there unless there's an ice bridge. It goes back to the water thing. Now they were connected with the Arm of Dorn, and of course the children used the Hammer of the Waters magic, which I think was earthquakes, to break that up apparently, which was too late. And so that essentially separated the continents. So it's hard to say, but there is some hints that it used to at least be possible because of the 5 forts and stuff like that. So, but I think they'll pretty much focus on Westeros. So I don't see that happening that way because they are going to the wall. It is coming down.
It is coming down.
If you saw the Long Walk trailer teaser, you saw the wall in his eye.
Good night, Yvette. Thanks for hanging.
Yeah, we'll go another 5 minutes or so, and we're going to get out of here too. It's 1 a.m. and I know a lot of people have to work and all that good stuff.
Will Benjen meet John at some point? That's from Alex Hawk.
Oh, Alex, yes. I think so. I think there'll be one more quick reunion. In a way, I mean, I got a feeling that Benjen's we're not gonna not see him again.
Yeah.
And if we do see him again, it's got to be something pretty big. So that would involve John, I'd imagine, and I don't want to go into the one part of this, supposed leak that I got sent again and spoil anything, but I think they will meet.
And he's gonna come south of the wall when the wall comes down and the magic's gone.
Technically, he could.
And when the magic ends.
Hold on, we have a James theory.
When the magic ends, and like we said, all the whites are going to drop back dead. What happens to him?
Yeah, I mean,
is he injured and being held alive by the magic?
Yes, he's being held alive by the same magic that the Night King has been created with. He's got to go.
I'm afraid he's dead. Yeah, so he may hold him in his arms one last time or something, and say goodbye to him.
I think he's got to go if the magic gets turned off, so to speak.
Dubai. Hey, thanks for watching.
Felony 625. Do more book stuff. I want to, but it's just a time thing. I'm definitely digging in already to a couple book videos that are more, but that people with watching the show can relate to as well. So I'm already working on a couple things, but these are going to be more deep dives, so they take some time. But
Christian Sailor says, before we go, do you think?
Let me go back to it here. Did I miss it?
is an anchor. You'll see an anchor right there.
Okay. Christian Sailor Q&A. Before you go, do you think the legendary sword Dawn is actually Lightbringer? Also, did Ned lie about bringing it back to Starfall? I don't think so. I don't think that there is a Lightbringer in the sense of one magical sword, and I do think that Ned probably did return that to Starfall because it was the right thing to do, especially after we found out how Hallen killed Sir Arthur Dane versus an honorable death.
Exactly, that was crazy.
So I think he did. I think it's probably there. Now I could see that maybe a little different in the show where he actually takes that back to Winterfell and hides it in some. I mean, there's a possibility that's in the crypts along with Rhaegar's bow. Rhaegar's harp. I'm sorry, not bow. Yeah. But yeah, I think he actually in the books did do that. I do think there was an Ashara Dane love story there for his backstory. But I don't think. I think the sword Dawn could play a big part, but I don't think it's this magical sword that's supposed to save the world because I don't think there is a literal Lightbringer. I think Lightbringer is essentially the recipe for Valyrian steel. That's what I think the Lightbringer Nisa story is. Fire and blood, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's what makes it.
Bill Fabulous says what I've seen scroll through here a couple times.
Bill Fabulous Sansa the next night's queen?
Yes, I've seen that 2 or 3 times tonight fly through.
Yeah, and we kind of mentioned that before. I don't know if it was a Q&A or what, Dragon part something, but she's been wanting to be queen so bad, she ends up being a queen, but not what she thinks. But also we mentioned Cersei.
Yes, we have.
But then Cersei has already basically been queen, so yeah, that would be very bittersweet for Sansa ended up being the queen that she's always wanted to be, but just not in the way she thought.
Which seems to be happening to her all the time.
Yes, everything is. She hasn't had a good time. Q&A. Don't you think Sansa is a cunt? Timo 30 or Timo. I'm sorry.
I have a hard crush on Sansa. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, in the books and in the show too, for that matter, my least favorite character is Catelyn, and Sansa's my second as far as the Stark goes. I mean, now recently it's getting better, but she's meant to be the Stark you love to hate. Because, the original draft, she was going to betray her family and have Joffrey's kids and stuff. And because she cares about just being the queen.
And that bothered me. I have forgiven her for that.
Yes. And I'm not saying she deserved any of that shit with at all.
She's
with
so
the Boltons and yes. So she was young, and like she said, she was young, dumb, and had these crazy dreams. So, yeah, but Catelyn I hated. I'll tell you straight up. I never liked, especially Book Catelyn. She's not nearly as, she's nicer in the show. But yeah, Sansa, whatever, least favorite Stark. Now, it's getting a little better, but she's got to turn that corner and start playing this game and fucking Littlefinger over. And then I'll like her fine. I mean, I don't hate her anymore, but I don't, you know what I mean? I'm not there yet. So
Amber Tilton says Nightbot is a fray.
I'm gonna rename Nightbot to something crazy if I can. Maybe I'll do that. We'll call him Walter. Let's see. Angelina Jolie. That's not the real Angelina Jolie. Q&A. The last part of Azor Ahai prophecy is a woman's a monkey's tail. That completely got me lost. Yeah, that's a different religion. That's all that is. Angelina is it's referring to a different religion. There's a bunch of small religions in Essos, and every one of them has a tale about this, this long night or whatever, and the Savior, and that's based off another religion in Essos where they actually worship a woman with a monkey's tail. I mean, there's a lion, there's sacrifices, there's all kinds of small religions that are really small compared to the major ones. You're welcome. Let's see. Scarlett says, Scarlett Garfield, let me stop it here. Q&A, how do you think Dany would react to even a rumor of someone Westeros with a greater claim than hers, even an unknown name, i.e. Jon Snow? I think it would be, she wouldn't react kindly at first until she finds out the full story, because she's come a long way and grown up, like we were talking about before about the Dany hate. She's come a long way. She's learned a lot. And, to go that far and all of a sudden she doesn't have a. I think that's part of it. The change, because John don't want that shit.
Right.
So even when he finds out, he's going to be shocked because he's thinking Ned's his father his whole life and all this stuff. So yeah, I think that's part of the story there. There's going to be a little conflict, but John's going to be like, look, I don't care about these. You take it. I mean,
I know he will. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No
I don't
doubt
want that
about
crap, and that's going to be. I think there's going to be a big change in the. Hello, the Irks. The one, or is that the Irks? How you doing? So anyway, yeah, I think that's going to be a change. I don't think there's necessarily a full-fledged democracy at the end of this thing with a few people left, maybe 7.
Yeah.
Remember the 7?
Remember that.
7 people left. I was holding 5 up. 7.
I missed my cue.
I was just had the mouse hand. The mouse was on the other hand. But yeah, I think yeah.
I've really gotten sleepy. I'm sorry. I've kind of faded off into the background.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. It's 1:02 a.m. So real quick, Cammy, no Jack in season 7. I don't think so in the show, only because I think they kind of wrap that story up in the show. We will see more of Jack, and of course in the books. He is at the Citadel at the moment. Let's see.
Let's see here.
Okay, now they're all of a sudden flying in again.
Char Stark. Yeah, we are going to do more live. We're going to try to start doing this every Sunday night, just to go ahead and get in the groove, so that when the season starts, we'll be your go-to after the Game of Thrones show.
Yep, this is so we'll start next Sunday. I guess will be the kind of regular thing, and we'll go and we'll probably do 10 for a while. Of course, in the show, when the show starts in July, we'll do 10:30 to give us some time,
right,
to kind of get this shit together. And anyway, so we'll get that already and start doing it on a weekly basis, because these are fun to do, and this will post as a video. I don't have to edit it. And this is fun hanging out with you guys. So
fun. I
appreciate you guys hanging out with us.
Thanks, Celine.
Yes, thank you, Celine, so much for moderating, and Mark Joseph as well, and for all the donations and stuff. I really appreciate all that. That helps a lot. Really quick, a couple things. Again, thank you guys for 40K subscribers. So again, if you hadn't yet, hit that subscribe button, hit the like. It helps the videos as far as getting traction and YouTube promoting them. Really helps the channel out. So that again, I in case you missed it earlier, thank you, Amanda Stewart. I didn't see you in here in the chat, but thank you for the cards and the letters and all that good stuff. And every holiday, it's really cool to get that actual old school fan mail. So I appreciate it. Again, Con of Thrones. If you didn't hear, we are going to be at Con of Thrones. We will be in a vendor booth. So I will give you guys more details about that once we get it, as far as where we're going to be, what booth, what number, location. If you guys are heading to Con of Thrones, so we want to meet you there.
Love to.
So again, more info on that. The Smokescreen channel, every video that doesn't necessarily require video, as far as screenshots and stuff, is now available as a podcast, and I'll keep doing that right now. As soon as it's basically, I put out a video and take that same audio, and it's available as a podcast on SoundCloud, on Google Play, and iTunes. That is available now, and you can search for Smokescreen Radio. And it was more of a test to get into the podcasting thing, but a lot of people were asking about the audio, so that's available now, called Smokescreen Radio. So it's the same logo and everything when you search on iTunes or Google Play and all that stuff. So that's there, now available. And we did announce the winner.
There's a P.O. box, Amber, and I just want to say, if we didn't get to your question tonight, if there's a question you typed in over and over and over, hopefully you copied and pasted, but if you did and we didn't get to it, I'm really sorry. It was not intentional. We didn't skip you intentionally.
Yes, by all means. I mean, this thing flies by.
It's really
and
tough.
I have it on a delay. I could actually change that more, but it's just, then people get mad because they can't type it every 60 seconds. But this thing flies by, so we're just grabbing them when we can. It's hard to see. And that was only 450 people.
Right.
And if this thing gets bigger, man, it's gonna be insane. But
it could be
I think I just want to throw it out there to you guys for a podcast. And thank you guys for 40,000 subs. It's insane. That's a huge milestone for me. So let's keep it going. Let's get to 50K. That was the original goal for full time and everything. And hopefully I appreciate all the support. That gets there quick. I thank you guys on Patreon. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight and all the donations. I really appreciate it. That'll definitely help with Con of Thrones for sure.
Definitely.
Good night, Big Cincy. And I just wanted to we wanted to announce the winner, so we got that, and that was let me double check, make sure.
Kachina.
Yeah, Kachina. Okay, Kachina. So yeah, Kachina. Congrats again on the World of Ice and Fire book. Hit me up on the back end of the channel through messages, and give me your email address, confirm all that, and send me your address, and I'll get that out to you. And I think that's it. I have some other projects coming up. Let me say that really quick. With some other YouTubers. So somebody asked about collabs. Got a couple collabs coming planned. We just got to get the details worked out. So that will be coming. We'll continue with the Q&As. We'll continue with the solo videos as well. Absolutely. And I'll get back to the. I've already got the next batch ready to be filmed for the foreshadowing series.
Yes.
So a lot coming as usual.
A lot of people love that series.
And thank you guys so much for hanging out. And I guess we'll let you go and go to work, so you can go to bed and go to work, and we'll wrap this thing up, and we'll see you guys next Sunday, 10 o'clock. So good night, thank you guys, and we'll see you next time.
Yes, we will. Good night.
Stand by to activate the time machine. Set it for the year 2000 BC. Bring up the voltage to 1 million. Thermal gauge 40.5. Stand by to activate the cycle reactor. Stand by to operate the time machine.
Yes, sir.
Set the philotron at 991.875. Activate the cycle reactor. Good. Tracking the fourth dimension, shifting back into time. Going into BC, 10,
Captain, we're heating up down here.
Increase milliphase. 100, 200, 300. Captain, we're gonna blow. Steady, Jet. 18, 19, 2000. Cut the cycle reactor and lock it.